Chapter 80, The Dragon's Roar of Destiny, shatters the residual dream martial soul, slaying Xinian. Kid, how arrogant. Xinian unleashed residual dream, his special illusion technique, but Chu Chen's blue-silver emperor was continuously evolving the power of nature, and the illusion could not take hold of it. Chu Chen closed the distance in an instant. The wind from his fist whistled past. His speed was so great that Xinian barely had time to react and instinctively condensed his spirit force to strike back. When their fists met, light exploded outward. The force behind Chu Chen's blow actually knocked Xinian back. As Xinian was pushed away, a stalk of blue-silver emperor burst up from the ground, its sharp tip whistling through the air. Xinian sneered. "It's only blue-silver grass. What can it do?" He raised his hand to shatter it, only to have the stalk slam into his palm. With a wet sound, blood sprayed 3 feet high. Xinian's palm had been impaled. Blood streamed down his arm. "You're courting death." Fury flared in Xinian. As a spirit saint, he erupted with a mighty surge of spirit force and drove Chu Chen back. With residual dream fused to his body, Xinian became a black shadow and lunged for Chu Chen, aiming to crush his skull with a single palm. Under residual dream's enhancement, his speed was terrifying, but just as he was about to strike, Chu Chen's figure shimmered and became illusory. His hand passed straight through the body. "What is this?" Xinian's alarm flared. Chu Chen seized his arm. The 4th spirit mark beneath his feet flashed and a sharp aura flared. "Your speed and attacks are quick, but I've caught you," he said coldly. He released his 4th spirit ability, Life Enhancement. Streaks of blue-silver ember shot forth, tinged with black light, and as Xinian struggled, one of them drove through his abdomen. 5th spirit ability, Mental Shock. Chu Chen then activated a 100,000-year spirit ability, Mental Shock, a spirit force strike compressed to the extreme, ideal for dealing with a special spirit master like Xinian, whose primary weapon was illusion. The blow landed with a bang. The overwhelming pressure of the attack left Xinian wounded and dazed. Veins reddened at the corners of his eyes as his mind slipped toward trance. Taking advantage of the opening, the surrounding blue-silver emperor erupted with surging lifelight that embraced Chu Chen's body. Using teleportation, he reappeared before Xinian and unleashed a torrent of strikes. Xinian was driven backward, flesh lacerated by multiple blows. Relying on residual dream to toy with others, take away your illusion and a spirit saint turns to nothing before a spirit king. Chu Chen taunted as he punched into Xinian's chest. Xinian's chest caved inward. He spewed a lungful of blood and was hurled over 100 meters. Rage shook him to the core. A dignified spirit saint being humiliated so by a spirit king was unbearable. He roared and unleashed his 7th spirit ability, Avatar of Martial Soul. In a frenzy, Xinian summoned the Avatar of Martial Soul, dramatically amplifying residual dream. The illusion and his offensive merged into an overwhelmingly illusory assault. A black storm of phantom strikes howled toward Chu Chen. Kill him, and the Huangdo team will be leaderless. Their combat power will fall. Xinian's cold voice echoed through the storm. But the illusions could not trap Chu Chen. He wove through them with teleportation until he found Xinian's true body. A pure golden light snapped out, the golden dragon spear. As Chu Chen summoned it, a dragon roar resounded, carrying the power of destiny. The roar tore through Xinian's Avatar of Martial Soul as if it were paper. Under that golden flare, Xinian felt his spirit force and his very spirit burn. The pain was unbearable. He screamed as his spirit trembled under suppression. The dragon roar of destiny shattered the martial soul avatar he had painstakingly condensed. How could such overwhelming force come from a mere spirit king? Chu Chen thrust the spear forward. A dragon's shadow swept out, golden light filling the sky, shredding the space in front of it. The spear drove through Xinian's spirit defense, pierced his body, and pinned him to the earth. The golden dragon spear, imbued with the power of destiny and the dragon clan's bloodline, unleashed a spirit force strike powerful enough to shatter the residual dream that Xinian so prized. It was no ordinary weapon. The spear was a true divine artifact, born of golden dragon bloodline power and the ice and fire dragon king's might, forged from a dragon claw bone. Its aura alone crushed Xinian's spirit. Blood spouted from Xinian's mouth. Against the terrifying pressure of the golden dragon spear, he could not muster his strength. His body, already impaled, was being eroded by the spear's domineering power. I suppose I'll accept this spirit bone you snatched from the auction house on your behalf, Chu Chen said slowly. There's no reason to refuse a gift that's been delivered to my doorstep. He wrenched the spear free, then struck Xinian again. Xinian's body shattered under the blow. A crystalline light burst out, an exposed head spirit bone glowing with seven-colored light, its attribute clearly mental. Chu Chen took the spirit bone and turned away. The current blue-silver emperor, together with the blue-silver domain, is enough for me to evolve the power of nature and see through all illusions and falsehoods, Chu Chen mused inwardly as he left. The power of destiny and the dragon bloodline in the golden spear just happened to suppress Xinian's residual dream as well. Not long after, he ran into Douluo and Ye Lingling, who had rushed over. Seeing Chu Chen unharmed, both finally exhaled in relief. How did it go? You solved it? Douluo asked. He's dead, Chu Chen replied casually. Douluo laughed loudly. Good, kid. You actually soloed a spirit saint. Seems I worried for nothing. Lingling, I brought you a gift, Chu Chen said with a mysterious smile. He had no use for the head spirit bone, but Ye Lingling, now wielding the evolved nine-heart begonia spirit, would find it perfectly suited. The illusion power that came with this mental spirit bone would make her even more valuable in team battles. This is a spirit bone? Where did you get it, kid? Douluo blurted, stunned. Taking out a spirit bone in the open like that, was Chu Chen running a spirit bone stall? Let's go back to the academy and talk, Douluo urged. You're too reckless. Don't forget you still have 4 more spirit bones on you. If word gets out, people will come after you. Chapter 81. The Mysterious Entrance to Dragon Valley. Chu Chen, this is far too precious. You don't even have such a high-grade spirit bone yourself. How could I possibly accept it? Back at the academy, Ye Lingling refused stubbornly, no matter how Chu Chen insisted. He took her hand and said softly, Given our relationship, is there really any need for such refusals? I have better options, she replied. Now that your nine-heart begonia not only has ultimate healing power, but can also provide a special amplification, this spirit bone that enhances spirit power is more suitable for you. The spirit bone felt heavy in her hand, and a warm current flowed through Ye Lingling's chest. She smiled. Thank you, Chu Chen. Chu Chen personally acted as her protector for the absorption. Fortunately, the process went smoothly. Ye Lingling's spirit power rose by 2 levels, bringing her close to achieving Spirit King status. That night, Chu Chen couldn't sleep. He slipped away alone to the back mountain of Heaven Do Royal Academy and released his blue-silver domain. He wanted to catch again that mysterious sensation, the peculiar way his blue-silver domain and the blue-silver emperor deduced the laws of nature. The opportunity for his domain to evolve seemed so close he could almost taste it. Ever since I found the direction for the blue-silver domain's evolution, progress has stalled. If this goes on, when will I ever complete the second trial? He muttered. But cultivation couldn't be rushed. He relaxed completely, letting his consciousness shrink into the form of an ordinary blade of blue-silver grass, swaying in the night breeze and moonlight. Time blurred. He lost all sense of motion, losing himself in that state. After a long while, he opened his eyes. The blue-silver domain flared with living radiance. The golden natural patterns unique to the blue-silver emperor were actually condensing in his pupils. Maybe my method was wrong, he thought. He condensed the blue-silver domain again. This time, he did not try to force his own spirit power or spirit sense to grasp nature. Instead, he fully immersed himself in the perspective of a single blade of blue-silver grass. If he was to use the blue-silver emperor and domain as a vessel to deduce nature's laws, he had to do it from the viewpoint of a grass. He perceived himself as a tiny grain in the greater world. Air currents, the flutter of insect wings, the distant calls of birds, all these ordinary movements were part of the same living power of nature. The flow of energy around him poured directly into his consciousness. This is the power of nature, Chu Chen breathed. It works. Joy surged within him. He had taken another crucial step, sensing the life force that tied all natural things. But that joy was cut short. His bloodline trembled as if something deep within his body was guiding him toward a direction. The second spirit within him, the destruction ancient dragon, the golden dragon bloodline, even his golden dragon spear, all of them began to resonate. What is this feeling? Chu Chen frowned. Why would the destruction ancient dragon and his golden dragon bloodline suddenly awaken together? What could trigger such a resonance simultaneously? A look of shock crossed his face. Only something related to the Dragon Clan could do this. How could anything connected to the Dragon Clan exist here? He retracted the blue-silver domain. Blue and gold light sprang from his legs. Using the flight ability granted by his spirit bone, he shot upward like a streak of light. Half an hour later, Chu Chen had left the academy far behind. The place he had arrived at was strange, still within Heaven Do Empire territory, but mysteriously desolate under the night sky. A roar split the air, black-purple destructive lightning accompanied it, and a dragon shadow whirled behind Chu Chen as he released his second spirit. The resonance grew stronger the closer he came, as if the aura permeated the very space ahead. High overhead, Tian let out a soft exclamation. He had followed Chu Chen here. As a Dragon Clan member, he too felt the aura, though he could not understand its origin. This is definitely the Dragon Clan's aura resonance, he judged, wanting to materialize and investigate. But because Chu Chen had sensed it and come, Tian decided to follow him for answers. Suddenly, ripples of space opened out of nowhere in front of Chu Chen, and an intense, seven-colored light erupted from the rift. A beam shot into the sky like a spear, tearing the air. A huge breach in space yawned open. Beyond it, there seemed to be only endless darkness. Such a dense Dragon Clan aura? A spatial entrance? What's inside? Chu Chen's heart raced. Could this be the Dragon Valley? The bloodline resonance tugged at him like a hand. He felt an almost irresistible urge to step into the rift. He hesitated. If this really was a drifting entrance to Dragon Valley, had he accidentally stumbled onto it? He summoned his golden dragon spear. Under the moonlight, it shimmered brilliantly. For a moment, he considered returning to inform Ye Lingling, Douluo, and the others, perhaps bring Douluo along. He turned to leave, intending to head back. But the rift behind him suddenly surged with a terrifying devouring force and actually reached out to swallow him. Damn! Chu Chen cursed. The blue-silver emperor shot forth and coiled around a distant peak as he tried to pull himself free, but the rift's devouring power was too great. He couldn't break free. At that instant, the space before him fractured and a black figure slammed into view. Golden light flared from the newcomer's hand, reaching out to grab Chu Chen as the rift tried to pull him in. There was an explosive boom. The rift snapped shut, and in the chaos, Chu Chen was sucked into the breach. When the light died, Tian stood alone on the silent hillside, helpless. A tiny sprig of blue-silver grass, fluttering and real, had fallen into his hand. Chapter 82, The Desolate, Lifeless Dragon Valley, where 10,000 dragons pay homage. Tian stood frozen, feeling for the first time the sharp edge of helplessness. He tried to locate the spatial entrance Chu Chen had fallen through, but it had already closed, leaving only fractured remnants of space. Even so, he could sense the space itself was wildly unstable. If it could not be held by power, he might never find his way back. What on earth is this? Tian growled. His dragon claws flared with a blazing golden light, a single swipe capable of tearing through dimensions. Boom! Space shattered. With his strength, he could rend space, but he could not find the plane where Chu Chen had gone. After fruitless searching, Tian tore open a path and rushed off. In an instant, he appeared above Heaven Do Royal Academy and tossed down the blue-silver emperor that Chu Chen had left behind. It landed steadily beneath the window of Ye Lingling's room. Having done that, Tian tore through space again and returned to the Star Do Great Forest, appearing beside the Lake of Life. "Master, something has happened," he said, his voice threaded with anxiety. Emerald Swan, drawn by his call, appeared at once and was taken aback. She had never seen Tian show such emotion. "What is it?" came the voice from beneath the lake. "The Silver Dragon King." Tian reported what had happened. After a short silence, the Silver Dragon King understood. It must be that a drifting entrance to the Dragon Valley opened and resonated with his second spirit, drawing him in by accident. Tian pressed on. "Master, what is the Dragon Valley?" "A desolate, silent burial ground for dragons. The Silver Dragon King's voice carried a sorrow that made DTN's skin prickle. Such a place actually existed? A burial ground for dragons. DTN breathed. The space is extremely unstable and won't hold for long, DTN continued. I'm worried. If that is so, I will give you the coordinates, the Silver Dragon King interrupted. Return to the place where he was swallowed, tear open the passage with your spatial power, and you should be able to guide him out. A silver beam of light plunged into DTN's mind. The Dragon Valley's spatial coordinates transmitted. Understood, Master. After bidding farewell to Emerald Swan, DTN streaked away through space. Meanwhile, Chu Chen had come to his senses in a strange, unfamiliar realm that felt like a continent of its own. Gravity and other forces here differed from those on the Douluo continent. Ahead rose a vast valley, exuding a crushing, desolate aura. Chu Chen heard countless sorrowful cries, the lamentations of the dragon clan who had died here. No one knew what had befallen them before they perished in this place. The pervasive sorrow stunned Chu Chen. He moved toward the valley and then stopped as a colossal skeleton loomed before him, hundreds of meters tall and carved with unique Dragon Clan runes. This was no ordinary bone. It was the skeleton of a true dragon. He had seen Ice and Fire Dragon King skeletons before, but never such a sight. Ancient power still radiated from the bones, and faint, terrifying fluctuations lingered in the air. A memory flickered through him, the dragon in its prime, roaring and shaking the heavens. Now it lay as dry bones, its body disappearing into the valley's endless expanse. Chu Chen climbed to a high point and looked over the sea of skeletons blanketing the land. The valley's oppressive sorrow sank into him. He fell silent and dejected. His destruction ancient dragon spirit was quiet too, as though he had intruded upon a long-forgotten homeland. The whole Dragon Valley was deathly hushed. A low, ancient roar rolled through the valley, a reappearance of a dragon's phantom. It was sad and mournful. Chu Chen approached a massive dragon bone and reached out to touch it. The instant his hand met the bone, a strong resonance flared. The aura of his destruction ancient dragon blossomed and stirred the immense skeleton. From its skull, a wisp of soul light emerged. I can actually absorb this power. It's similar to the destruction ancient dragon bloodline. Is it acknowledging me? Chu Chen stared at the soul light. The dragon clan's regard seemed to fall upon him, and the power surged into his body. His spirit power rose rapidly. A good opportunity, he thought. He sat cross-legged. The destruction ancient dragon manifested behind him, its draconic might, terrifying enough to shake the heavens. His spirit manifestation burst forth uncontrollably and hovered before him, helping to bear the influx from the dragon bone. Unknown to Chu Chen, across the entire Dragon Valley, blurry figures began to appear, the lingering presences of the Dragon Clan. One by one, they bowed toward the destruction ancient dragon, homage to an absolute king. In that moment, the destruction ancient dragon seemed to have become an emperor. 10,000 dragons bent the knee. Time slipped away like that. Then, boom, the Dragon Valley's already unstable space quaked from an external force, and a spatial rift tore open. DTN's figure emerged from it. He did not enter the valley. He had come only to guide Chu Chen back to the Douluo continent. Sensing Chu Chen, his dragon claw reached down from the sky. Chu Chen had just finished absorbing the dragon bone's power when space gathered around him. Before he could react, he was wrapped in spatial force and pulled cleanly away from the plane of the Dragon Valley. Spatial ripples undulated, and he reappeared where he had been swept into the Dragon Valley plain that night. DTN, after guiding him out, was already gone. What the hell? Chu Chen bristled. He had finally stumbled into the legendary Dragon Valley, only to be yanked back out like that. His mood sank. Forget it. There'll be a chance to return. He resolved silently that next time he came back to the Dragon Valley, he would do something for the Dragon Clan who had fallen there. Chapter 83. The Beginning of the Tyranny Against Tang. Your hammer is no good. Being pulled out of Dragon Valley left Chu Chen biting back a curse. He hadn't even had the chance to properly explore the place. How could he have been teleported out just like that? Missing that opportunity made him wonder how he'd ever get back. Had the person who tried to pull him out that night been DTN? The memory flashed through his mind. Just as space was about to swallow him, a black shadow had appeared. Under the night sky, he had seen a pair of golden pupils and the razor-sharp light that flashed from dragon claws. The only one he could imagine it being was Ditian. Was Ditian also drawn here by Dragon Valley's aura? This was the first time Chu Chen had thought about Ditian, unaware that Ditian had actually remained nearby for a long time. He turned and left. I'll return to the Dragon Valley to see those of the Dragon Clan who fell there. It feels like my duty. Chu Chen knew his deep bloodline resonance with the Dragon Clan came entirely because of his second spirit. That alone guaranteed he would go back to Dragon Valley. After receiving that senior's dragon soul power, my second spirit finally broke through to level 58. He was elated. He left immediately and returned to the Heaven Dew Royal Academy. Only after Chu Chen left did Ditian show himself, the golden-eyed Black Dragon King, revealing a hint of helplessness in his voice. Even with the spatial coordinates the Lord provided, tearing and maintaining a spatial passage still took a month. A month? Chu Chen, back at the academy, happened to run into Jilin, one of the 3 tournament committee members, and learned the truth by chance. A month had passed since the Spirit Master tournament began. Had he really spent a whole month in Dragon Valley? Time inside Dragon Valley shouldn't differ from the rest of Douluo continent. He gasped. He had been so absorbed in absorbing the dragon soul that he hadn't realized a month had slipped by. For a moment he felt relieved he'd been teleported out. Otherwise, he might have missed the entire tournament. He pictured Douluo and the others thinking he'd met with some disaster. "Senior Jilin, where are Yilingling and the others right now?" he asked. They should be in today's match. Don't worry too much. Over the past month, the Huangdo team's youngsters have been unbeaten in every match." Hearing that Yilingling and the others were competing, Chu Chen dashed for the arena. The arena, Huangdo team preparation area. Tang is getting annoying. He already beat Yu Tianheng and the vice captain by himself. What do we do? Shimo slammed a fist on the table, glaring at Tang San, who waited in the ring for his next challenger. Yu Tianheng and Du Guyan lay wounded. In the individual battles just now, they had both been defeated by Tang San. As the Huangdo team's strongest fighters, both had fallen, meaning Tang San might sweep the team in a 1 versus 7. Tang San's blue-silver grass isn't to be underestimated, but he actually has a second spirit now. Du Guyan ground her teeth, eyes full of resentment. Douluo was calm. Tang San's clear sky hammer already has 2 10,000-year spirit rings on it. You're not a match. That's normal. For this match, I suggest you concede. You've stayed undefeated so far. Conceding this one won't harm your record and will avoid injuries. Yu Tianheng and the others were furious. They were being asked to concede after only 2 matches? Let me do it. Chu Chen appeared. He'd seen the situation and arrived in the preparation area at just the right moment. "Chu Chen," Yilingling cried happily. After a month away, he was back. "Captain, you're finally back." Du Guyan, Yu Tianheng, and the others brightened instantly. Chu Chen's return was a huge boost for the Huangdo team. "I'll explain later. First, let me finish this match." Chu Chen ruffled Yilingling's hair lightly, then his figure blurred as he stepped onto the spirit fighting stage. "The halftime break is over. Referee, continue," announced the official. Chu Chen stood with his hands behind his back, facing Tang San coldly. Seeing him, Du Guyan and the others breathed easier. "Great, the captain's back. He'll definitely sweep the Shrek side." Douluo watched Chu Chen on the stage and muttered, "Strange, this kid seems stronger again. Tang San's about to be in trouble." On the spirit fighting stage, Tang San and the Shrek team went pale when Chu Chen appeared. Why did it have to be him again? Xiaogang in particular stared at Chu Chen with murderous hatred. It was Chu Chen who had ruined everything for him. "Little San, finish him. Show him what you can do." Xiaogang roared, wanting Tang San to crush Chu Chen. Tang San already had 2 10,000-year spirit rings on his clear sky hammer and had mastered the disorder-splitting wind hammer technique. His strength had skyrocketed. He didn't conceal his intent. "Chu Chen, I'll kill you." "Anyone can talk. Show me what you've got." Chu Chen smiled calmly. He slowly extended his hand, and the blue-silver emperor bloomed from his palm. He knew how to provoke Tang San. "Look at this blue-silver emperor. Doesn't it look like your biological mother? An existence you'll never evolve into this lifetime?" You're courting death. Tang San's right hand glowed blue as strands of blue-silver grass shot toward Chu Chen, while his left hand condensed black light. Boom! The clear sky hammer cut through the air with a whistling roar, blasting out sonic booms. Tang San unleashed the Ghost Shadow Perplexing Track to close the distance in a blur, then swung the clear sky hammer, sending gusts of wind packed with devastating force. The impact flipped Chu Chen back. Even with the blessing of his hammer, Tang San momentarily lost control. But Chu Chen's blue-silver emperor in his hand condensed into a massive golden hammer, even larger than the clear sky hammer, the most basic ability of his blue-silver emperor. Boom! He swung. The two colossal hammers collided, slamming together with earth-shaking force. Your hammer won't do, Chu Chen taunted. Tang San stared in shock. How could a hammer condensed from the blue-silver emperor be stronger than his clear sky hammer? Impossible. Chu Chen, today, you will be defeated. Tang San roared, and then unleashed the clear sky hammer's first spirit ability, Hammer of 1,000 Juns. First spirit ability, 1,000-kilogram hammer. Tang San leaped forward as the clear sky hammer erupted with a sinister black light. He gripped the hammer with both hands and brought it down with a crushing force. The domineering strike carried overwhelming power, making the soul-fighting arena itself tremble. Pathetic. Chu Chen's body flared with brilliant blue-gold light as natural patterns formed across him. He swung the massive hammer he had condensed from the blue-silver emperor. Boom! Light flooded the arena, and a muffled boom left everyone momentarily ringing in the ears. Tang San, a little winded after the strike, stepped back onto the stage and panted. Humph. A hammer condensed from inferior blue-silver grass dares to compete with the clear sky hammer. Laughable. Xiaogang sneered. Chu Chen's even managed to corrupt his blue-silver grass. Today I'll show him what real power is. On the side, Dai Mubai and the others were speechless. Even if Tang San had won just now, it had been because of the clear sky hammer. What business was that of Xiaogang's? Before Tang San could recover, Chu Chen suddenly materialized in front of him and sent him hurtling tens of meters with a single punch. The blue-silver emperor rose up from the ground and wrapped around Tang San, controlling him. What? Tang San was stunned. Hadn't his hammer blow mortally wounded Chu Chen? How had he evaded it? He struggled against the blue-silver emperor's hold, only to realize its toughness wasn't even on the same level as his own blue-silver grass. No match at all. Rage seared through him. That blue-silver emperor had once been his mother. His voice trembled with fury. Chu Chen, you stole my blue-silver emperor, killed my mother and Xiao Wu. I, Tang San, will not rest until you are dead. He glared and tried to unleash the disorder-splitting wind hammer method, determined to fight Chu Chen to the death. Your hammer isn't very good, Chu Chen said coolly. He condensed a burst of spirit energy and struck, interrupting Tang San's buildup. Desperate, Tang San could only use the clear sky hammer to defend, but a strand of the blue-silver emperor quickly wrapped around his arm and the hammer, wrenching it from his grip. A punch slammed into Tang San's chest. He cried out and flew like a cannonball into the arena wall, embedding himself deep in the stone. He spat blood and lost consciousness. Chu Chen had toyed with him using the hammer and then finished it. He was utterly merciless. Tang San had no chance to launch his technique. Xiaogang's face froze in stunned delight. He could hardly believe Tang San had been sent flying by a single punch. Flender and Liu Erlong reacted first, rushing with Dai Mubai and the others to drag Tang San out. The blow had been brutal. Tang San would be out of commission for a long time. No, this is impossible. Little San is a genius. His first and second spirit rings were 10,000-year spirit rings. Xiaogang kept repeating, distraught. How can he be so weak with his blue-silver grass trained wrong? Dai Mubai, seeing Tang San down, stormed forward and roared, Chu Chen, die! He knew Chu Chen's strength and unleashed both his first and third spirit abilities at once. With the double amplification, his aura became overwhelming. Boom! Chu Chen met him with the same single fist. Dai Mubai's resilient spirit energy defense was torn apart instantly. The punch sent him flying, tumbling through the air before he crashed to the ground. Let me. Zhu Jiqing stepped up, fury burning in her chest. She attempted to use the Hell Civet Spirit's speed to evade Chu Chen and attack, but before she could move, the blue-silver emperor bound her. Its life energy condensed into an invisible shock and hurled her out. She collapsed beside Dai Mubai. One person had taken care of 3 of Shrek's top contestants with barely any spirit energy expended. Chu Chen stood calmly with his hands behind his back, waiting for the next challenger. In the preparation room, Yu Tianheng and the others were ecstatic. "This Chu Chen fights Shrek like they're dogs," someone shouted. "I've never felt better." "As expected of our captain," Yu Tianheng crowed. "Aside from Tang San and Dai Mubai, the rest of Shrek isn't worth mentioning." With Tang San and Dai Mubai fallen, and with Ning Rongrong and Oscar merely support types, Shrek's remaining combat strength boiled down to Mahong and the drafted Tai Long, plus 2 substitutes. Ever since Xiao Wu's death, Tai Long had taken her place and even become a full member of the team. Not surprisingly, Shrek had essentially conceded. On the high platform, Shui Qing'e watched Chu Chen below with admiration. "As expected of my friend, but the sharper your blade, the greater the threat to Spirit Hall." He narrowed his eyes and glanced at Bishop Solace, who was also watching Chu Chen with interest. Ning Fengji's expression was grim. "If such a youth grows up." Back in the prep room, Yu Tianheng and the others surrounded Chu Chen, congratulating him. He waved them down, telling them to keep low profiles, then walked over to Ye Lingling to explain what had happened during the past month. But Ye Lingling cut him off. "I received the blue-silver emperor you left on my balcony," she said calmly. She had no resentment. After finding the blue-silver emperor, she'd read a hidden message within it. The transmission had been strange, but she could understand it, so she knew Chu Chen hadn't been in danger. Chu Chen paused. He had indeed left a blue-silver emperor in a hurry, but not on the windowsill. How had it reached Ye Lingling? Could Di Tian help him send messages? Once the idea entered his mind, it wouldn't easily leave. He didn't press the matter. On the way back to the academy, surrounded by everyone, Chu Chen recounted his experiences in the Dragon Valley, of the ruined place and Douluo. Douluo listened, aghast. "What kind of place is that? You've got to be kidding. What kind of luck is that?" he muttered. He could barely imagine a plain filled as far as the eye could see with the skeletal remains of the Dragon Clan. To visualize that desolation and the tragedy it implied was almost unbearable. Chapter 85, Chu Chen's Plan. Assassination of Chrysanthemum Douluo. "That's how it went. I can't believe a whole month slipped by like that. If I hadn't come back, I might have missed the competition." Chu Chen recounted the events of the past month to Douluo. "You always run into strange things," Douluo said with a deep tone. "If you ever get the chance to return there, make sure you seize it," Douluo added solemnly. "That goes without saying." Chu Chen nodded. He would return to Dragon Valley, no matter what. Back at Heaven Do Royal Academy, Chu Chen resumed his daily regimen, refining and pushing forward the evolution of his blue-silver domain. The Huangdo team had been winning every round. By the time the preliminaries finished, they were unbeaten and had already secured a spot in the grand finals. Their opponents included Shenfeng Team, Leiting Team, and Shrek Academy, among others. "Tomorrow we depart for Spirit City for the finals," Douluo reminded him. Douluo urged, "Chu Chen, if possible, I suggest you travel alone." "Young Lingling and the others will have Royal Guard escort," Chu Chen replied, "but I worry Spirit Hall will try something on the way. I'll personally accompany you to Spirit City." Hearing Douluo's anxious tone, Chu Chen smiled. "Old poison, if I arrive safely, would I be allowed to leave as soon as the competition ends?" Douluo hesitated. There was logic to Chu Chen's request. "Have you thought it through? Do you really want to risk whatever crisis Spirit Hall might bring?" Chu Chen's eyes burned with resolve. That night he returned to the training grounds behind the academy, the place that had become his private sanctuary for cultivating the blue-silver domain. He could feel a breakthrough approaching. Chu Chen. A figure descended silently from the sky. Qian Renshui appeared in her true form and found him. At once, Chu Chen spread his blue-silver domain over the area. The domain's concealment swallowed their presences, making both of them vanish. "For the trip to Spirit City, I suggest you travel with me," Qian Renshui said straight away. She wasted no time. She had the same concern as Douluo, that Spirit Hall might act in the shadows. "You've gotten word that Spirit Hall is about to move?" Chu Chen asked. Qian Renshui nodded and relayed what she had learned. Spirit Hall plans to intercept and kill someone named Tang San from the teams on the way. Tang San is the primary target, she continued, but I worry they might make a move against you as well. Chu Chen clicked his tongue. It's a pity I couldn't finish Xiaogang last time. Then perhaps we should ambush him this time and take the initiative, Qian Renshui said. Chu Chen thought through options. He knew Spirit Hall would only send Chrysanthemum Douluo and Ghost Douluo to act. Neither of them alone would likely beat Douluo in a fair one-on-one fight. But if he worked from the shadows, they might be ambushed and one of them could be killed if his identity remained secret. I won't abandon my teammates, Chu Chen said firmly. Qian Renshui fell silent for a moment, then sighed. All right, I should have known I couldn't persuade you. She smiled, expression cool. With you here, the championship Spirit Hall has held for so many consecutive terms is in real danger of changing hands. How about it? Do you need me to provide cover? Even though Spirit Hall isn't directly under my control right now, protecting you wouldn't be a problem. Chu Chen laughed. That sounds strange coming from you, but I don't think it'll be necessary. Spirit Hall has no reason to act against me openly, right? When he had attacked Xiaogang previously, he'd kept his identity hidden. Xiaogang hadn't known who his assailant was. If they coordinated with Douluo and ambushed either Xiaogang or Guimei without revealing his identity, Spirit Hall would have no public justification to move against him. Confidence in his ability to stay safe made him bold. Chu Chen, I won't let anything happen to you, Qian Renshui said with a reassuring smile. She couldn't stay long. She had to leave with the royal guard the next day for Spirit City. She rose into the air and left. I'll be looking forward to it, Chu Chen called after her, waving. Early the next morning, the group gathered outside the academy. The royal carriage convoy waited. After everyone boarded, the caravan set off for Spirit City. The road was long and tedious. Sigh, sitting in a carriage every day, my legs will go numb. Yu Tianheng complained from a neighboring carriage. In Chu Chen's carriage at that moment were only him and Douluo. Ye Lingling had gone to sit with Du Yan after Douluo joined them. Behind the Huangdou team's convoy rode the royal family's carriages, carrying Shui Qinghe and Ning Fengji. So you have confirmed information, Douluo mused. I think Spirit Hall is getting impatient. Douluo's eyes darkened with a cruel glint. Is it possible for us to ambush them? If we can use this chance to kill either Xiaogang or Guimei. Chu Chen let the idea hang in the air. Old Poison, can you finish them with a single strike? I can't act openly. They're focused on killing Tang San, which gives us an opening. It should be no problem, Douluo replied, though his expression remained uneasy. But if I kill one of them, I'll be the target when we reach Spirit City. Before Chu Chen could answer, the ground ahead erupted. Rolling boulders tumbled, and a thunderous, earth-shaking roar thundered from the distance. A powerful aura surged through the air. Xiaogang had arrived. He appeared in the direction of Shrek, his presence unmistakable. Old Poison, be ready, Chu Chen said. No matter what, if we manage to kill one of them, it could change everything for Spirit Hall's dominance. Chu Chen released the blue-silver domain. The shimmering field spread outward, and life energy began to condense at its edges, filling the night with a soft, ominous glow. Chapter 86. The Golden Dragon Spear Slays a Ghost. While Xiaogang pressed his attack on the Shrek party, other Spirit Hall members moved toward the other academies. Their primary target was still Tang San, but striking only at Tang San and Shrek would be too conspicuous. Chu Chen, how do you plan to make your move? Douluo asked as they stepped down from the carriage. At that moment, several Spirit Hall spirit saints surged forward. Douluo released a wisp of spirit energy, and the attackers turned to ash where they stood. Xiaogang has already shown himself, and Guimei is watching from the shadows, but their attention is all on Shrek, Chu Chen noted. Old Poison, follow me, Chu Chen ordered. Using the blue-silver domain, Chu Chen instantly took in the terrain. He and Douluo moved to the highest point overlooking the valley, where they could see below but remain hard to detect. Chu Chen held the golden dragon spear in his hand. The aura emanating from that divine artifact made Douluo's eyelids twitch. This was truly a formidable weapon. With this spear, we'll take one of them, Chu Chen said coldly. Then let's pick Chrysanthemum Pass. He was badly wounded last time. He can't have fully recovered, Douluo suggested. Douluo concentrated spirit energy. Life force pooled around them, fully catalyzing the blue-silver domain and pushing the domain's natural force to its peak. The golden dragon spear flared with light and hummed continuously. Old poison, catch! Chu Chen funneled his spirit power and launched the golden dragon spear to Douluo, instructing, "Keep channeling your spirit energy into it." "Focus it outside my field," Douluo replied. "That way your spirit power becomes an enhancement to the spear. Those two won't be able to resist." Douluo nodded and poured his entire spirit energy into the spear. He could not directly control the weapon, but with Chu Chen guiding it, his contribution supplied absolute force support. Boom! The golden dragon spear shot forth, shaking the air and streaking like a shaft of gold. A dragon's roar echoed through the valley. Xiaogang, who was threatening Tang, felt a chill run down his spine. Turning, he saw a golden dragon shadow coiling around a long spear, radiating a terrifying power. "Chrysanthemum Pass, watch out!" Guimei appeared instantly and summoned his avatar of martial soul. A black shadow enveloped him, and he unleashed the full might of his power, trying to block the golden spear. He had no idea that this action would seal his fate. The golden dragon spear carried the essences of the three great dragon kings, the power of destiny, and the extremes of ice and fire. Its holy light aura, born of the golden dragon bloodline, was precisely Guimei's greatest weakness. Under the combined, full-force strike from Chu Chen and Douluo, the spear pierced Guimei's spirit defenses and shredded his avatar of martial soul layer by layer. Puff! A single thrust drove clean through Guimei's chest. The sharp aura even grazed Xiaogang. Guimei exhaled his last breath. The holy light attribute was his natural nemesis, and the spear also delivered a powerful mental shock, fatal to a spirit like Guimei, who existed in such a special form. His figure collapsed and began to dissolve. Douluo's spirit energy had been woven into that strike, accelerating the dissolution. "Old ghost!" Xiaogang screamed, eyes instantly wild and red. Seeing Guimei's body gone, he snapped. Grabbing the disintegrating remains of Guimei's spirit bone, he glared savagely at the golden spear that had killed him. "Who did this?" A flash of swordlight slashed across the sky, pushing Xiaogang back. Ning Fengji had arrived with Chen Xin. Their sudden appearance pushed Xiaogang into despair. He turned and fled, unwilling to remain. He could not possibly kill Tang now, and if he stayed, he feared he would be killed. He could not bear to imagine the punishment he would face. The mission failed and a titled Douluo had died. The golden dragon spear condensed into a beam of light and shot back into the sky, returning to Chu Chen's hand a moment later. "Phew, what a pity. I didn't get the spirit bone," Chu Chen murmured, staggering. Though the strike had seemed effortless, he had nearly exhausted all his spirit energy. Killing a titled Douluo with a single blow was not easy. His own spirit power, together with most of Douluo's, had been spent on that earth-shattering thrust. He had aimed for Xiaogang, but Guimei's intervention had cost him the intended target. "You brat, don't be greedy," Douluo said. "Killing that old ghost means there will be no more two-level stagnome. That's a good thing." "Humph, those two once hunted me to the brink of death. This is a fitting revenge," Chu Chen replied. They rejoined the academy group. In the ambush, they had revealed nothing of themselves. Chu Chen's golden dragon spear had never been used openly before, so Xiaogang could not recognize it. After Xiaogang retreated, the Spirit Hall forces also withdrew. Their surprise attack had largely failed. Xiaogang arrived with royal soldiers and surrounded the scene. "Senior Douluo, is everyone all right?" he asked. "Your Highness, Crown Prince, we're all fine," Douluo answered. Xiaogang breathed a relieved sigh and then looked at Chu Chen with a curious smile. "Chu Chen, you really stole the show this time." "Standing in the limelight can be unstable," Chu Chen replied with a faint smile. Chu Chen suspected Qian Renshui had realized he had killed Guimei, but she showed no intention of exposing him. He understood Qian Renshui's character well. A titled Douluo was not something she could afford to lose, especially one who had fought alongside Bibi Dong. Wouldn't that place Qian Renshui and Bibi Dong on opposite sides? "Since everyone is safe, that's good. We'll see you in Spirit City. I don't expect we'll encounter such attacks again," Xiaogang said, smiling before he left. The rest of the journey was uneventful. They reached Spirit City safely and prepared for the final competition. At the Supreme Pontiff Palace, Bibi Dong was enraged. "What?" she snapped, glaring at Yuguan, killing intent flaring. "The mission wasn't completed and an elder died? How do you explain this?" Xiaogang, who had come to inquire about cultivating a particular technique from Bibi Dong, nearly couldn't hide a smile at the furious scene. He kept his composure outwardly, feigning disappointment toward Bibi Dong, and quickly left. If he lingered any longer, he feared he might become the target of her wrath. Chapter 87. Tang San unleashes the Haotian true body. Chu Chen accepts the challenge. Hearing that the Spirit Hall mission had not been completed, Xiaogang felt a surge of excitement. Everything still had a chance. Tang San was still alive. "Elder Yu, who severed your arm?" Bibi Dong's voice came from behind as Xiaogang was about to step out of the Supreme Pontiff Palace. Her tone suppressed anger but remained remarkably calm. Xiaogang almost felt his composure break. In his heart, he knew Bibi Dong still cared about him. "Perfect," he thought. "With Bibi Dong's help, I'll get rid of that trash Chu Chen. He'll learn the price of defying me." He turned and called out loudly. It was Chu Chen from the Huangdo team. Bibi Dong nodded without another word. Feeling the immense pressure radiating from her, Xiaogang did not linger and left, dejected. They didn't linger in Spirit City long. The final tournament began in 2 days. Because the Huangdo team was originally a seeded team for the Heaven Do Empire, their spot in the finals was essentially guaranteed. The earlier matches had mainly been to refine coordination with Ye Lingling, whose strength had recently increased. Their seeded status remained intact, so Huangdo received a bye in the first round. The other 2 teams granted byes were the Star Luo Empire team and the Spirit Hall team, under the complex competition rules. At last, the final tournament was about to begin. The Shrek Academy team forfeits the individual matches and will voluntarily enter the loser's bracket for the afternoon competition to fight for the other finalist's spot, Xiaogang said from the high platform, stretching out his hand in a gesture to Bibi Dong. As expected, to conserve strength and avoid a direct clash with Spirit Hall, Shrek chose to enter the loser's bracket. "Captain, what should we do?" Yu Tianheng asked Chu Chen for his opinion. Chu Chen smiled faintly and turned to the team. "We will concede as well. This afternoon, we'll wipe Shrek out of the competition, then fight the Spirit Hall team for the final championship." "Agreed," everyone replied. Chu Chen was the team's true core. No one objected. Thus, the Huangdo team also entered the loser's bracket, waiting for the afternoon match. This would be the only defeat the Huangdo team suffered on the way. "Damn it. In the end, we still have to fight them," Xiaogang muttered, his expression dark. Back in Shrek's preparation room, he waved his hand. "When you face the Huangdo team this afternoon, use the technique I taught you, the 7-in-1 fusion. This secret has been kept until now. It's time to bring it out," he added. Tang San and the others had full confidence in the 7-in-1 fusion Xiaogang spoke of. They were determined to make up for their earlier shame. The short break passed, and the Huangdo team finally stepped up for the crucial match against Shrek Academy. The winner would advance to the final tournament. Bibi Dong's gaze settled on Chu Chen from the high platform. Behind her calm eyes lay a thin thread of killing intent. Chu Chen had injured Xiaogang. In Bibi Dong's mind, he deserved death. This match is between the Huangdo team and Shrek Academy. "Both teams, please take the stage," the announcer called. Tang San and the rest of Shrek were already on the competition stage. Chu Chen led Ye Lingling and the others up as well. With Chu Chen joining, Oscar became a substitute. This was Chu Chen's 3rd time fighting in this tournament. Once at the beginning, once in the individual tournament, where he beat 7 alone, and now. "According to plan, 7-in-1, Tang San said. Facing Chu Chen, Tang San abandoned his blue-silver grass spirit and gripped the clear sky hammer directly. 3 10,000-year spirit rings glowed atop the hammer. He had used the intervening time to obtain another 10,000-year ring. Dai Mubai and the others lined up behind Tang San in a long dragon formation. Oscar and Ning Rongrong initiated the 7-in-1 fusion, pouring all of their massive spirit power into Tang San's body. The clear sky hammer in Tang San's hands trembled violently under the combined spirit power of 7 people. The force it released shook the entire arena. "What kind of technique is this?" Yu Tianheng exclaimed, clearly sensing the immense pressure radiating from Tang San. The aura he gave off far exceeded what they could normally face. "Leave this battle to me. They're using a 7-in-1 fusion. At this moment, Tang San's spirit power has reached the spirit saint level," Chu Chen told the people behind him. Duguyan and the others hesitated, but trusted Chu Chen and agreed. Only Ye Lingling, a glimmering 9-heart begonia blossoming in her hand, focused a glazed light on Chu Chen. It wasn't healing light, it was amplification. Today, Ye Lingling's begonia could do more than heal. "Chu Chen, I'll help you," she said softly. She stood at the very back of the team, while Duguyan and Yu Tianheng released their spirit power to form a shield. Tang San held the clear sky hammer aloft, an overwhelming aura erupting from him. One swing was enough to rend the air. As he swung, space itself twisted, golden light surging. The hammer hummed and drew Tang San's body into the air. The clear sky hammer swelled against the wind. Tang San gripped it with both hands above his head, and the weapon transformed into a giant hammer dozens of meters across. The strike that followed was cataclysmic, earth-shattering. Even the titled Douluo on the high platform couldn't help but glance over. "Sigh, how childish," Dugubo mocked. The more talent Tang San displayed, the more Spirit Hall's killing intent toward him grew. Perhaps Tang San still imagined Tang Hao could protect him. What he didn't know was that Tang Hao was already dead. The grass on his grave grew 2 meters high. Facing such a powerful clear sky avatar, Chu Chen showed no fear. He unleashed his first and fourth spirit abilities together. Suddenly, the golden radiance of the blue-silver emperor was darkened as a tide of ink-black energy surged up. Chu Chen activated the Great Desolation Scripture. An invisible ripple bloomed. Even in Spirit City, the power of desolation could draw on the desolation deep within the soil. The field answered his call, and a vast, consuming force rushed forth, the dark tide swallowing and countering Tang San's golden assault, while a boundless, sweeping current of energy radiated outward. Chapter 88, Shrek Academy suffers a crushing defeat as Tang San is crushed. To have actually cultivated the blue-silver grass spirit to this level, this Chu Chen truly has terrifying talent. Bibi Dong couldn't help but be moved. If Tang San's current clear sky avatar released with his spirit ancestor strength had already shocked her, then Chu Chen having refined the blue-silver grass to this realm was even more unexpected. If I'm not mistaken, this should be the legendary blue-silver emperor, the same spirit beast Tang Hao once had at his side. Bibi Dong's gaze remained fixed on the blue-silver emperor Chu Chen released. The golden natural pattern sent a jolt through her. This was no ordinary spirit. Ridiculous. Even if your blue-silver emperor is strong, how could it possibly match my clear sky avatar? Tang San roared, and wielding the clear sky hammer, he struck down with all his force. The hammer blow ripped through wind and cloud. Its aura was unbearably powerful. Facing the strike, Chu Chen's body bloomed with the surging blue-silver emperor. Golden light flared, turning the sky to a pure gilded hue. First spirit ability, Life Streamer. Fourth spirit ability, Life Enhancement. Under the stunned gazes of the crowd, the blue-silver emperor twisted through the air, condensing into a heavy sword that glowed with ink-dark radiance. The heavy sword, forged from the blue-silver emperor, swept across the sky. With the Great Desolation Scripture amplifying the force, Chu Chen drew in all the life energy within several thousand meters. Using the blue-silver emperor array to harness the power of nature, he focused it all into that single blade. What is that fluctuation? He's actually absorbing surrounding life energy. As a titled Douluo, Bibi Dong naturally sensed the pressure of the Great Desolation Scripture. She couldn't name the skill, but she felt the thick life energy converging on Chu Chen. It gave her a chilling certainty. To kill Chu Chen would require a single, annihilating blow. Otherwise, with so much life force, he would recover quickly. On the high platform where Shrek Academy watched, Xiaogang sneered, truly asking for trouble. No matter how tough blue silver grass is, how could it stand against the #1 tool spirit under heaven, the clear sky hammer? See, this is my disciple. Flender and Lu Erlong said little. Having been stunned by Chu Chen several times already, Xiaogang's demeanor had become increasingly unhinged. Teacher Qin Ming looked at Chu Chen with complicated feeling. That Chu Chen who once came to the academy looking for Ling Ling. I didn't expect him to already have such strength. He couldn't help but sigh. He had spent time with Chu Chen before and knew the terrible secrets hidden within him. Choosing to condense the blue-silver emperor into a heavy sword to face the clear sky avatar showed Chu Chen had his own certainty. Boom! The clear sky hammer crashed down. Chu Chen moved 2 fingers, and the blue-silver emperor heavy sword streaked through the air, black light flickering. With a thunderous impact, Chu Chen and Tang San's attacks met head-on. Instantly, a terrifying storm of power erupted, blotting out the sun and making the entire Supreme Pontiff Palace tremble. Boom! The collision blew everyone backward with its force. It was hard to believe such destruction came from a clash between a spirit ancestor and a spirit king. Is this still a battle between a spirit king and a spirit ancestor? Damn it! Xiaogang and the ghost leopard Douluo appeared mid-air and unleashed their spirit power to protect the arena, holding back the shock until it finally dissipated. On the competition platform, Tang San barely managed to remain standing, while Dai Mubai and the others had exhausted their spirit power and collapsed to the ground, gasping. Tang San grinned hideously, thinking his hammer had shattered Chu Chen. If he wasn't dead, he would be crippled. Chu Chen, I want to avenge Xiaowu, avenge my mother. Today you will die. Tang San's eyes were bloodshot. He gathered the remaining spirit power in his body, stirred up a violent spirit storm, and charged with the clear sky hammer. Amid the rising dust, a blue-silver emperor pierced through. Under Tang San's strike, Chu Chen was not harmed. Relying on the heavy sword forged from the blue-silver emperor, he directly withstood the clear sky avatar's assault. With such dense life energy, the blue-silver emperor was endless, undying, and indestructible. The clear sky hammer might have blasted part of the blue-silver emperor away, but the emperor could instantly replenish its losses. This was the current pinnacle of the blue-silver emperor's life path, truly immortal and indestructible. Boom! The blue-silver emperor smashed into the clear sky hammer, interrupting Tang San's momentum. Chu Chen then used teleportation. It's a pity. This clear sky avatar belongs to someone only at spirit ancestor level. Chu Chen reappeared instantly. He had clearly read the ruthless desperation in Tang San's eyes. Seeing Tang San in that state, Chu Chen no longer cared for competition rules. A black light bloomed at his waist. Chu Chen, under my Yama invitation, you will die. Tang San shot a black light directly from his hand. At that close range, it should have been a guaranteed hit. But the hideous smile on Tang San's face froze. Chu Chen's form had become an illusion. The Yama invitation passed harmlessly through him. What? Bang! Before Tang San could react, Chu Chen struck Tang San's chest. Tang San was knocked flying, but a blue-silver emperor dragged him back, and stalks of blue-silver emperor condensed into a heavy hammer, blasting Tang San again to the ground. Chu Chen gave him no chance. His spirit power flared intensely. Tang San was blasted, spitting blood, tumbling uncontrollably through the air. We concede this match. Xiaogang finally reacted on the high platform and hurriedly raised his hand to forfeit, but Chu Chen's attack had already landed. He kicked Tang San down. Tang San's bones shattered from the impact. Falling from the sky, he smashed into the ground, cracking the competition platform. Pfft! Tang San coughed up blood and slipped into unconsciousness. The match ended in a crushing defeat for Shrek Academy. Dai Mubai and the others rushed to pull Tang San down. Chu Chen clapped, then drew on the blue-silver emperor's natural power to recover the spirit power he'd heavily consumed. Tang San's clear sky avatar strike had indeed been tremendous. After all, his current clear sky hammer contained 3 spirit rings. Relying on the blue-silver emperor's undying, indestructible life force, Chu Chen had withstood the blow, but doing so had cost him greatly. Chapter 89. Bibi Dong's Gift of a Soul Bone, a Useless Charm. The match ended in a crushing defeat for Shrek Academy, which meant they were stopped at the semifinals. The 2 teams advancing to the final were the Huangdo team and the Spirit Hall team. Chu Chen, are you all right? Taking the clear sky avatar head-on, you're a monster, Du Gubo asked with concern after they returned to the preparation room. I'm fine. My blue-silver emperor granted me incredibly powerful plant abilities. The energy I spent just now has fully recovered, Chu Chen replied, shaking his head to reassure everyone. Captain, It seems like every time you step on stage, we can relax. You have to let us show a little in the finals, Yu Tianheng said with a grin. He had nothing but admiration for Chu Chen. This was a true powerhouse, years younger than him, yet already at Spirit King level. Even facing Tang San's 7-in-1 clear sky avatar, Chu Chen had handled it with ease. Yu Tianheng felt a twinge of inferiority in contrast. All right, no problem, Chu Chen agreed at once. With only the final match to go, they were determined to claim the championship. Chu Chen's current strength was the strongest among them. He outclassed even the 3 Spirit Kings on the Spirit Hall team in rank. Shrek Academy stopped at the Final Four, but after that display from Tang San, Spirit Hall is bound to be on the offensive, Douluo said after finding Chu Chen alone. He wasn't the only one impressive, Chu Chen answered with a slight smile. Tang San's ability to unleash the clear sky avatar at Spirit Ancestor level was terrifying, but Chu Chen's feat, meeting the clear sky avatar head-on with Spirit King strength and remaining unscathed, had been equally eye-catching. Don't worry, in public, even Spirit Hall won't make a move against someone like you, Douluo said. They care about their reputation, especially with both great empires and the 7 treasure glazed tile school watching. But after this competition, you need to hide and grow stronger fast, until Spirit Hall dares not touch you, he added seriously. Chu Chen nodded. He wasn't a match for Spirit Hall yet, but he was confident that in time he would be. Inside the Supreme Pontiff Palace, Bibi Dong sat on the throne and asked Hu Liena, Xie Yue, and Yan for their opinions. Nana, what do you think of that Chu Chen on the Huangdo team? She asked. Teacher, he is very strong, Hu Liena admitted, relying only on his blue-silver grass spirit to use Spirit King strength against the clear sky avatar and take it head-on, then single-handedly defeating the entire Shrek Academy team, was a display deserving of attention. That clear sky avatar, if we ran into it unexpectedly, we'd likely lose, Yan said with a slightly sullen expression and a hint of disdain. Blue-silver grass is still blue-silver grass. My flames will roast it. Xie Yue nodded in agreement. No matter how tough his blue-silver grass is, my moonblades can cut through it. Bibi Dong glanced at the two of them. If you're so confident, then win the championship for me. Otherwise, suffer the consequences. Feeling the sharp chill in Bibi Dong's words, Yan and Xie Yue quickly bowed. Yes, Your Majesty Supreme Pontiff. Bibi Dong gave a slight nod and signaled them to leave. Then she stood, walked to Hu Liena, and produced a spirit bone that shimmered with a crystalline light. Teacher, this. Hu Liena's eyes widened. She recognized a spirit bone at once. This is a spirit bone that can significantly strengthen your spirit power. Its quality isn't much different from the spirit bone used as the championship prize, Bibi Dong explained. Chu Chen's strength can't be underestimated. Even if you and Xie Yu use a martial soul fusion skill, only by absorbing this spirit bone will you be certain of victory. Spirit Hall has held the championship for several consecutive terms. We can't lose it. Nana, accept this spirit bone and bring the championship back, will you? Bibi Dong urged. Hu Liena took the spirit bone solemnly, bowed, and replied, Teacher, don't worry. I will definitely bring the championship back to the Spirit Hall team. The day of the finals arrived. Because of the match's absolute privacy, only members of the 2 great empires and Spirit Hall filled the stands. One particularly conspicuous presence was Xiaogang. Tang San's injuries had been severe. He was barely able to move after being crippled by Chu Chen. They wanted to leave Spirit City as soon as possible, but Tang San's condition kept them there for the time being. Xiaogang, do we really need to watch the match? We should be getting little San out of here, Liu Erlong said anxiously. Yes, now that Tang San's edge has been revealed, Spirit Hall will inevitably target him. Flender hesitated. No need to worry. I'm an elder of Spirit Hall. They won't harm my student, Yu Xiaogang declared, clutching the Supreme Pontiff token tightly. He fancied himself an elder of Spirit Hall, perhaps overly confident, believing Bibi Dong would shield him and that Spirit Hall wouldn't act against Tang San. That Chu Chen is so arrogant. I want to see the look on his face when he loses. Yu Xiaogang snorted. Flender's face twitched. He almost slapped the man. Yu Xiaogang's arrogance was outrageous. As the 2 teams stepped onto the stage, Chu Chen led his team to face off against the Spirit Hall members. Even before the match began, the tension was thick. The final match is between the Spirit Hall team and the Huangdo team. Now the match begins, the referee announced loudly. Even if you're strong, it's useless in front of Spirit Hall. I'll make you lose miserably, Silver Dragon King said as she walked forward alone toward Chu Chen. Her eyes were full of contempt, and her spirit power surged as she prepared to cast charm. It was a pity for her that such charm had no effect against the power of destiny that Chu Chen had mastered. The power of destiny was a force ordinary people could barely perceive, even titled Douluo. Because Chu Chen could perceive and wield it, he alone was able to block Huliena's charm for the entire team. Chapter 90. One man fights a demon alone, a shock to fate. How can this be? My charm has no effect on him. How is this possible? Huliena stared in disbelief. Her charm could usually sway even a spirit emperor, yet this Chu Chen, only a spirit king, was completely unaffected. Even more bewildering, the people behind him showed no signs of being charmed. Your charm is useless. Use your full strength. Chu Chen smiled, and a blue-silver emperor, radiant with golden light, appeared in his hand. Stalks of the blue-silver emperor immediately unfurled from beneath his feet and spread across the field. Brother, let's finish them quickly. Huliena made a quick decision and stood beside Yu. The two instantly completed their martial soul fusion skill, and a peculiar red mist rolled over most of the arena, enveloping the Huangdo team, including Chu Chen. Struggle all you like within Yomei's illusion. Yomei materialized as a shifting afterimage and vanished into the red mist. Usually, no opponent could stand before Yomei inside such an illusion. Within that crimson haze, they would be crushed. Lingling, Chu Chen murmured. Ye Lingling understood at once. Her forehead shone with a crystalline light as her mental net spread to cover the entire field. Illusion space. Ye Lingling unleashed the head spirit bone ability that Chu Chen had received from Shi Nian, illusion space. It instantly established a mental network, allowing them to communicate telepathically, preventing them from losing track of one another, and simultaneously enhancing the combat power of all allies. A spirit bone, illusion space? Yao Mei was visibly taken aback but recovered quickly. It won't matter. Even if you know everyone's position, so what? Within Yao Mei's red mist, unless you can fly, Yao Mei sneered and wove through the red mist. In the next instant, they were already upon Ye Lingling. A 9-heart Begonia Spirit Master makes a fine support. Let's send you off the field first. The moonblades flashed coldly and were about to strike Ye Lingling, but Yao Mei's hand was suddenly grabbed by Chu Chen. Before Yao Mei could react, Chu Chen blasted them back with a single palm strike. He strode out of the red mist, seemingly untouched by it. If one looked closely, a vertical eye faintly opened on his forehead, radiating a brilliant golden power of destiny. How is this possible? How could you know our positions? Yao Mei retreated into the red mist in alarm. Outside the arena, Yan and his group watched the crimson cloud with smug confidence. He knew Yao Mei's strength and had expected that Chu Chen and his team would be overwhelmed by the illusion. What is this? Suddenly, Yan noticed stalks of blue-silver emperor sweeping across the field, spreading and intertwining over the ground. Blue-silver grass, burn for me. Yan completed his Flame Lord possession and sent scorching flames toward the blue-silver emperor. In mere heartbeats, the stalks were not burned to ash. Not a singe appeared. Is that really blue-silver grass? Why doesn't it fear fire? Frustrated, Yan unleashed more flames, but still could not harm the blue-silver emperor. The plant life that carpeted the ground was drawing in life energy, evolving with the power of nature. It even seemed capable of discerning others' next moves. The blue-silver domain covered the arena. Yao Mei tried to kill Duguyan in a single strike, but as if forewarned, Duguyan dodged and counterattacked with her jade phosphorus snake poison. This is impossible! Yao Mei screamed and flashed toward Shimo, only to find even those bulky defense-type spirit masters dodging her blows. Damn it! What is going on? Chu Chen walked calmly out of the red mist and smiled at Yao Mei. They've all predicted your attacks. I promised them they would show their skills in the final match. What follows is a fight between you and me. He shifted his mind. Stalks of blue-silver emperor shot into the air and flung Ye Lingling and the other 5 out of the red mist. Now they had the dual amplification of illusion space and the blue-silver domain, and Ye Lingling's healing amplifying light fell upon Yu Tianheng. Yu Tianheng roared and completed his dragon transformation. His dragon claws tore through space and struck toward Yan. Leave those 5 to us. At Duguyan's command, the jade phosphorus snake spat a miasma of poisonous vapors that spread wide and thick. High above on a raised platform, Bibi Dong's expression darkened slightly. With her strength, the unfolding situation was clear. Even if it's the Blue-Silver Emperor, how could it gather life and nature's power like this, and even predict others' actions? What path has his Blue-Silver Emperor taken? Nearby, Xiaogang's face went slack. He realized Chu Chen's Blue-Silver Emperor had an unbelievable level of control. How could that be? Chu Chen hadn't even absorbed the spirit ring of a snake-type spirit beast. How could he wield such precise control? Impossible. If you don't act now, I'm afraid your spirit energy will be exhausted, someone warned. Chu Chen remained impassive. Even when facing Yao Mei alone, he chose the initiative. In that bizarre red mist, he moved freely. A punch brimming with life energy struck Yao Mei, and while being knocked back, Yao Mei's twin moon blades merged into a single razor-sharp ring. Round moon, Yao Mei spun at extreme speed. Chu Chen guarded his body with the light of life while condensing the Life Hunyuan Matrix with one hand. Third spirit ability, Life Hunyuan Matrix. An invisible matrix descended. After a brief pause, a terrifying life shock blast detonated. The attack tore into Hu Liana and Xie Yu with agonizing force. Bang! Chu Chen's punch, charged with thunderous destruction, collided with Yao Mei's spinning ring. The ensuing storm nearly blew apart the red mist. Then something at Chu Chen's feet flickered. The 5th spirit ring gleamed into being, a bright red, 100,000-year spirit ring. Even a momentary glimpse of it filled Yao Mei with dread. A 100,000-year spirit ring. Impossible. Before anyone could fully react, Chu Chen unleashed mental shock. The extreme mental force combined with the power of destiny struck like a catastrophe. 5th spirit ability, Shock of Fate. This was Chu Chen's supreme attack. Power of destiny fused with his 5th spirit ability, Mental Shock. Hu Lina instinctively tried to trigger the spirit bone ability Bibi Dong had given her, but the Shock of Fate swept over her before she could. The energy was too immense. Yao Mei instantly disintegrated. Hu Liana and Xie Yu bled from their 7 orifices and were hurled backward. Chapter 91, The Great Battle Ends. A threat from Bibi Dong. Hu Lina and Xie Yue scrambled to their feet, both looking disheveled. Their bodies still trembled, but they forced themselves up, determined to keep fighting. Using their martial soul fusion skill had already drained a huge amount of spirit power. Now, after being struck by Chu Chen's Shock of Fate, they weren't down yet, but their combat effectiveness had been severely reduced. This can't be. Xie Yue's voice shook. The martial soul fusion skill they, 2 spirit kings, had unleashed should have been enough to stand toe-to-toe with a spirit emperor. How could they be losing? Brother, find a chance to recover your spirit power. We haven't lost yet. Hu Lina ground out through clenched teeth, desperate to win. Xiao gripped his moonblades and flung them. They transformed into 2 beams of light that slashed toward Chu Chen. The moonblade's style seemed chaotic, but they always found a way to strike at vital points from unpredictable angles. With each continuous slash, the moonblade's force seemed to build. Suddenly, strands of the Blue-Silver Emperor burst from the ground, intertwining and knocking the moonblades out of the arena, then wrapping them in multiple layers so Xie Yue could not summon them back. Chu Chen struck in an instant. His speed was terrifying. In a blink, his afterimage was already in front of Xie Yu. In close quarters, Chu Chen was virtually unbeatable, and Hu Liana was not skilled at close combat. Left to Xie Yu alone, they simply couldn't match him. Xie Yue went on the defensive. As Chu Chen began to fully unleash his strength, every part of him seemed to become a weapon, relentless, overwhelming. Xie Yu was driven back step by step, and only when Hu Liana released a head-type spirit bone skill to cover him did he manage to slip away from Chu Chen's assault. A spirit bone skill, huh? Bibi Dong is certainly generous. Chu Chen recognized at a glance the spirit bone ability Hu Liana had used, something she shouldn't normally possess. Clearly, Bibi Dong had given her special treatment to try to secure a victory for Hu Liana. But Chu Chen's own spirit bone strike was equally fierce now. Hu Liana spat blood. Struck by Chu Chen's spirit bone burst, she vomited blood and the concentrated energy she had gathered dissipated. She could no longer release the spirit bone skill. This youth has terrifying strength, fighting two spirit kings using a martial soul fusion skill by himself, yet he's crushed them both. On the high platform, Ning Fengji swallowed his shock, his eyes flicking to Bibi Dong. She looked serene, but there was a sliver of wildness behind her gaze. She seemed to have spotted a prodigy even greater than Tang San. Shui Qinghe continued to wear that expression of admiration. While Chu Chen handled Hu Liana and Xie Yue, on the other side of the field, Dugu Yan and his 5 teammates were gaining the upper hand against Yan and his 4. Although Yan was a spirit king, and Ye Lingling, who held the greatest reserves of spirit power and the best spirit roots on their side, was only a spirit ancestor, they still couldn't stand up to Yu Tianheng's oppressive thunder attacks and Dugu Yan's jade phosphorus snake poison. Yan couldn't find an opening. The Spirit Hall team will never lose. Yan roared, and streams of magma erupted across the arena, radiating searing heat. It looked like Yu Tianheng and the others had nowhere to hide. The Blue-Silver Emperor bloomed, wrapping everyone in its protection and completely shielding Ye Lingling and her teammates. Yan's magma could at best heat the Blue-Silver Emperor. It could not break through. Thanks to the captain's help, keep pressing the attack, Dugu Yan ordered. The jade phosphorus snake poison spread into a viscous, toxic swamp, the air thick with corrosive fumes. The poison immediately began to eat away at Yan's team. Yu Tianheng leapt and thunder circled him, raining down without pause. He seemed like an emperor amidst lightning. If this goes on, we'll lose. Take him out, Xiyue shouted, seeing the worsening situation on the other side. He knew eliminating Chu Chen quickly was the only way to secure victory. He surged forward, aiming to coordinate with Hu Liana to take Chu Chen down or kill him on the spot. You have no chance left, Chu Chen said quietly. He dodged Xiyue's strike and, with a clenched fist, struck Xie in the chest. A dull thud rang out. Xiyue screamed and was blown out of the arena. Chu Chen spun again, and a stalk of Blue-Silver Emperor sprang up from nowhere to bind Hu Liana's movements. A sweeping stalk of Blue-Silver Emperor whooshed through the air and sent Hu Liana flying with a single strike. With Xiyue and Hu Liana dispatched, Chu Chen expanded the Blue-Silver domain and activated his first spirit ability, Life Streamer. First spirit ability, Life Streamer. Warm, surging life energy flowed into his teammates. With Chu Chen's amplification, Yu Tianheng and the others became even stronger. Before long, Yan fell. Then the match ended. The victory had clearly gone to the Huangdo team. I declare the match over. The champions of this Spirit Master competition are the Huangdo team. The referee announced the result, perhaps reluctantly, but it was undeniable. Bibi Dong's expression remained calm. Nothing betrayed her thoughts. Congratulations. In you, I see the future hope of the Spirit Master world, she said with a gentle smile, then waved her hand. Brilliant crystalline light revealed 3 spirit bones placed in special display cases and presented to the champions. Will the champion team send a representative to come forward and receive your championship prize? Yu Tianheng and the others looked toward Chu Chen. He was the obvious choice to accept the prize. Without him, they likely wouldn't have made it this far. Captain, you go, they urged, voices trembling with excitement. They all understood the weight of the honor. Chu Chen stepped forward and approached Bibi Dong. Chu Chen, you are very talented. Would you be willing to join the Spirit Hall? If you join, you will have access to far greater resources for cultivation than even the Golden Generation, Bibi Dong said, offering an olive branch. Yet her eyes carried a dangerous glint. It felt less like an invitation and more like a veiled threat to Chu Chen. Chapter 92, A Moment of Life and Death, Emperor Tian descends. Chu Chen heard the warning hidden in Bibi Dong's words loud and clear. He smiled without emotion. Supreme Pontiff, I have always loved my freedom. I cannot accept Spirit Hall's offer. Bibi Dong's expression did not change. That same graceful smile remained. Then, I hope you will become a powerful expert someday and contribute to the Spirit Master world. This champion's reward belongs to you. Accept it. He felt the 3 spirit bones in his hands, each humming with surging spirit power. Chu Chen took them without hesitation. He had no intention of keeping them, so long as they didn't fall into the hands of that little scoundrel. That would be enough. Chu Chen. Bibi Dong spoke again, softly enough that only he could hear. Supreme Pontiff, before you go, think about this one more time. If you join Spirit Hall, I can let the past be past, the matter of the Spirit Hall elder who was killed and the arm that was severed. Chu Chen's heart dropped. Did she actually know about Guimei? No one had discovered what happened that day, unless Bibi Dong had been there, watching the whole time. He paused briefly, then a smile with inscrutable meaning flashed across his face. That's a heavy accusation I can't accept, but in this world where the strong prey on the weak, if such a thing happened, perhaps it was fate. Carrying the 3 spirit bones, he turned back to the team. Douluo had also returned. His expression was complicated, as if he had guessed something. Yanzi, keep the spirit bones safe. Once we're back, distribute them to everyone. Chu Chen handed the bones to Douluo without hesitation. He shot Douluo a look, and secretly transmitted his voice to Ye Lingling. Lingling, follow them and leave here as soon as you can. Before Ye Lingling could ask what he meant, Bibi Dong's voice dropped to an unmistakable chill. The competition is over. Now, it's time to settle a private matter. Chu Chen injured my Spirit Hall elder, severed his arm, and conspired with Douluo to kill Ghost Douluo. I hope everyone heard that. Figures appeared at her side, Xiaogang and Ghost Leopard Douluo. Since Guimei's death, Ghost Leopard Douluo had fought alongside Xiaogang. It was you who killed Old Ghost, Xiaogang roared, spirit power surging as he lunged at Chu Chen. Douluo immediately released his Jade Phosphor Serpent spirit to counter the attack. Supreme Pontiff, that accusation is absurd. With Chu Chen's strength, how could he injure a Spirit Hall elder? He snorted. Whether it's true or not, Elder Yu? Bibi Dong turned her gaze to Yu Xiaogang in the stands. The crowd erupted. A one-armed hero at only level 29 being called a Spirit Hall elder? People jeered inwardly, but Yu Xiaogang seized the moment. That's him. I was there when Ghost Douluo fell. Could this be fabricated? Bibi Dong spoke coolly. An invisible pressure had barely begun to bloom from her, and even Douluo involuntarily bowed his head under it. It was the terrifying weight of her 100,000-year spirit ring. Chu Chen, I'll hold them off. You find a way to leave. Douluo's voice was low and resolute. Old poison, I'll help you break out. After you leave, I'll find my own way. If you and I get away, she won't trouble Lingling and the others. Chu Chen answered with equal determination. Life aura swelled inside him, drawing in the surrounding life energy. He pushed the blue-silver domain and the Great Desolation scripture to their limits. You killed Old Ghost. I'll make sure you die without a whole corpse. The massive chrysanthemum array blossomed, blades rained down from the sky, each carrying a cutting, deadly aura. Xiaogang attacked with the intent to kill. The Jade Phosphor Serpent spat continuous beams to block him. Today, everyone else can be safe, but you two cannot leave, Bibi Dong said. Ghost Leopard Douluo burst forward in a fury of spirit power, closing in on Chu Chen and Douluo. Not far away, Xiaogang clenched his fists. He wanted to reveal himself and help Chu Chen so badly, but he could not. If Porcupine Fish and Snake Lance acted now, they would be exposed, and their authority could never match Bibi Dong's. Damn it, I can't let him escape, he muttered, moving to Ning Fengji's side. Ning, Chu Chen is a rare talent for the Heavenly Dew Empire. Xiaogang began. Ning Fengji sighed. Qing'e, this young man killed a Spirit Hall elder. That's almost a capital offense. He shook his head helplessly. The Supreme Pontiff's intent to kill was fierce. To offend Spirit Hall for one person would be disastrous. Qing'e looked toward Chu Chen with unwilling eyes when his pupils suddenly constricted. A black shadow had torn through space and materialized in front of Chu Chen, appearing silently from nowhere. The figure stood calmly with his hands behind his back, and a pair of golden pupils opened in his face. Boom! Xiaogang and Ghost Leopard were struck as if by a meteor. Blood spurted from their mouths as a terrible force blasted them backward more than 1,000 meters. Chu Chen stared, stunned, at the mysterious figure that had appeared to save him. Di Tian. He recognized the man. Di Tian, the same person who had appeared when Chu Chen found the entrance to Dragon Valley. He had not expected him to return now, at this precise moment, to intervene. Hurt him, and you all will die, Tian said calmly, his voice carrying a terrible, rippling energy. The void realm trembled. Black clouds roiled, and through them a black dragon tore space asunder. Its claws flashed with golden light, capable of ripping through dimensions. It descended like a sovereign, domineering and absolute. The golden pupils watched everything, and the dragon's might erupted, swallowing the heavens and earth. Chapter 93. 10,000 Dragons Devour the Abyss, a world-destroying strike. Tian's sudden appearance froze the atmosphere. Dong's pupils constricted as an utterly terrifying pressure rolled off him. She sensed something strange in his aura, power that was far beyond ordinary. "Who is this expert, and what sort of aura is that?" she whispered, unsettled. Xiaogang and the ghost leopard were already vomiting blood. For a moment, Dong dared not act recklessly. She knew how dangerous this presence could be. Even she felt apprehension. She had not realized Tian was a spirit beast. The Dragon Clan aura he radiated concealed that fact from ordinary perception. To her, he was simply a mysterious powerhouse. Dugubo's face was pale with shock. This kid really has someone backing him. That aura, it might be nearing level 99. Tian stood with his hands behind his back. His golden pupils were deep and implacable, and he carried a domineering air that seemed to look down on everything. His voice was soft, but it made everyone shudder. "Those who touch him will die." A terrifying aura burst out at those words, making the entire Supreme Pontiff Palace tremble. Dong's expression shifted. She threw out a massive amount of spirit energy, sending shockwaves to contest Tian's pressure. "How dare you act presumptuously before the Supreme Pontiff Palace?" she snarled. At her side, Devil Bear Douluo and Spirit Kite Douluo unleashed their own spirit energy too, joining Dong. Tian only smiled slightly. Brilliant golden light flared in his hand, and the sky itself seemed to tear as a colossal dragon claw descended, slicing through space. The casual-looking strike was anything but casual. The dragon claw, condensed by the power of space, carried the authority to rend the heavens. It slammed into Dong and the others' defenses. Even with several titled Douluo cooperating, their barriers collapsed instantly. Tian's dragon claw was crushing and precise, ordinary in appearance, but using spatial compression to amplify its force into an instantaneous annihilation. The claw overshadowed the sky. When did such an expert appear on the continent? Dong's eyes widened in disbelief. Tian's strength far exceeded her calculations. With a thunderous impact, cracks spread through the Supreme Pontiff Palace and debris rained down. Devil Bear Douluo and Spirit Kite Douluo were wounded, coughing up blood as they fell back. 5 titled Douluo hovered in the air, their auras flaring. Monstrous spirit energies rolled around them. "Senior, don't take this to the death," Chu Chen warned quietly. Tian might not fear these people normally, but Dong had too many unknowns. She hid too much. She might unleash the Rakshasa god. If Tian crushed these opponents outright, it could draw Liu, someone with the strength of a true demigod. Even if Tian wouldn't be defeated quickly, this would become an unending entanglement. Tian ignored Chu Chen and teleported into the air. "This man killed an elder of my spirit hall. That is a capital offense. I advise you not to offend my spirit hall on his account," Dong growled, bearing down on him. "Spirit hall is nothing but empty talk," Tian said with a slight smile, indifference in his eyes. Even facing 5 titled Douluo, he remained calm. An almost unbearable aura bloomed around him. Then he acted. He drove his hands into the void, and a dragon roar rang across the sky. Black clouds churned as a golden-eyed black dragon manifested, followed by thousands of savage dragon heads. The darkness coalesced into endless draconic forms, each carrying balls of black light that began to rain down. Myriad dragons devouring the abyss. The strike was cataclysmic. If it landed, the Supreme Pontiff Palace would be obliterated. Dong panicked. She unleashed her martial soul avatar, and the 4 titled Douluo beside her did the same. The 5 of them pooled their spirit energy into a single massive barrier to withstand Tian's assault. 1,000 dragon heads roared and bit relentlessly. The black light orbs, brimming with destructive force, bombarded them without pause, inflicting grievous pain. The dark storm spread. The palace wavered, and Dong was forced to the ground, spitting blood. The 4 beside her fared even worse. Xiaogang had turned deathly pale. If it continued, he would die. What terrifying dragon might— This is the power of the golden-eyed black dragon king, Chu Chen murmured, eyes blazing. He saw in Detian the path his destruction ancient dragon might take, domineering, unrivaled, capable of swallowing the world. Only the dragon clan could produce such a world-shaking attack. Bibi Dong's body trembled, blood leaked from one corner of her mouth. The killing intent flared in her eyes, but she restrained it. If the Rakshasa god's existence were revealed, even Qian Daoliu might attack her. Ning Fengji and Chen Xin exchanged glances, both stunned. Behind Chu Chen, a youth, stood such a terrifying expert. One person overwhelming 5, titled Douluo. What kind of strength was this? Had he reached level 99 himself? Detian snorted. Darkness swelled until it cloaked the scene. He raised his hand, shadows swirled up his arm and then exploded into brilliant golden flames. His dragon claw ignited, fiercer and hotter than before. Dragon roars and torrents of flame surged. Myriad dragons flame. 10,000 dragon forms aflame crashed forward. The aura Detian released was so terrible that golden light flared on the horizon. Qian Daoliu had arrived, wielding the angel's sword. Holy radiance met the dark blaze, and the air itself convulsed with the collision, storms churning and swallowing everything in their wake. Amid the confusion, Detian teleported to Chu Chen, waved his hand, and the power of space swept everyone up. Using that spatial power, they vanished into nothing. Silence fell. Bibi Dong panted, barely believing such a being existed and that he stood behind Chu Chen. This person would be the greatest obstacle to her plans to unify the continent. Qian Daoliu's expression was unreadable. He said little. Rebuild the Supreme Pontiff Palace immediately, he ordered. Chapter 94. Arrival at the Lake of Life. The Silver Dragon King appears. How is this possible? How could such a being be standing behind that man? Xiaogang sank to the ground, feeling suddenly powerless. A cold fear crept over him. If the being behind Chu Chen had truly wanted to kill him, he would have been dead 10,000 times over. Detian's display had shocked everyone. Even as a level 29 spirit master, Xiaogang couldn't fully comprehend the magnitude of that power, but he had seen enough to know it was world-shattering. Ning Fengji and Chen Xin wore complicated expressions. Spirit Hall had been humiliated today. The consequences would not end quickly. Thank goodness. Shui Qing exhaled deeply, his eyes lingering on Qian Daoliu in the sky with surprise, then clearing. He couldn't let anyone see weakness. That must have been the one Uncle Humshi mentioned. The figure who struck from the shadows and grievously wounded Tang Hao with a single blow. To think such a being stands behind Chu Chen. Interesting, Qian Daoliu murmured. It seems this close friend of mine has many secrets. 1,000 miles away in Spirit City, atop a mountain, Chu Chen stepped forward and cupped his fists toward Detian, who stood with his back turned. Thank you for your help, Senior. You need not thank me. Detian turned. The aura in his pupils sent chills through Du Guyan, Yu Tianheng, and the others, but his gaze on Chu Chen was calmer. I thought we might be trapped in Spirit City today. Shimo and the others let out long, grateful breaths. Surviving such a disaster felt almost holy. Dugubo spoke first. Chu Chen, where are you headed next? Old Poison, now that you've become a thorn in Spirit Hall's side, I apologize. You'll have to be more cautious. Chu Chen gave a rueful smile. I'm sorry, Dugubo. I didn't intend to cause trouble. Dugubo waved him off. Don't worry. If I really wanted to hide, Spirit Hall wouldn't find me. And you? Dugubo asked, looking to Chu Chen. They'll be after you. Are you coming back to the academy with us? Chu Chen hesitated. He hadn't planned it out. He'd intended to stay with the Huangdo team a while, but now it was clearly unsafe. He needed to grow stronger. You are coming with me. Detian's voice left no room for refusal. Chu Chen knew if Detian insisted, he could not refuse. He signaled for Dugubo to take Duguyan and the others away. Take care, Old Poison. Chu Chen smiled. I'm going on a trip with Senior. Once things are settled, I'll return. Be careful. Dugubo nodded. He'd seen Detian's power, terrifying, and if Detian was willing to help Chu Chen, he probably wouldn't harm him. Yelingling stepped forward and took Chu Chen's hand. She said nothing, but her look was steady and unflinching as she met Detian's eyes. Detian consented without another word. He stirred the power of space and whisked Chu Chen and Yelingling away. Grandfather, Chu Chen and Yelingling should be okay, right? Duguyan asked, worried. Dugubo gave a short, firm answer. That senior is strong enough to kill your grandfather in seconds. If he's willing to help Chu Chen, then I believe Chu Chen will be safe. Maybe Chu Chen will learn even more by following him. Dugubo had sensed a dragon-related power in Detian. If Chu Chen's second spirit was also dragon-related, the chance to study under Detian might be invaluable. Come, let's return to the Heaven Do Empire and accept the honors due to you. By the way, Chu Chen told me about the 3 spirit bones. Aside from the flame arm bone, which may not suit you, the other 2 should be usable. At the heart of the Star Do Great Forest, at the Lake of Life, Detian materialized with Chu Chen and Ye Lingling. Chu Chen's mind was full of questions. Senior Detian, why bring me here? You're the one who's been helping me from the shadows all this time, aren't you? Chu Chen finally understood. The one who had grievously wounded Tang Hao and driven off Xiaogang had likely been Detian. Detian must have been watching him all along. Detian's expression grew serious. What is your second spirit? He spoke without preamble. Chu Chen understood the implication. His destruction ancient dragon had drawn Detian's attention. He didn't hide it. Thunder exploded, and an ancient dragon, formed of destructive thunder, coalesced behind him. The will of destruction rolled outward, gnawing at the surrounding space. The dragon's presence emitted a dense dragon lineage aura that made Detian's eyes widen. Even if your second spirit is a dragon, Detian said slowly, why do you carry such a concentrated dragon clan aura? Chu Chen was clever enough to throw the question back. His tone challenged Detian to consider what kind of terrifying existence his destruction ancient dragon truly was. Detian's usual coldness softened. Dragon clan power commanded respect. A furious shout rang down from above. A dark golden light crashed toward them as Xiaogang appeared, intent on killing Chu Chen. Detian's face changed in an instant. With a sweep of a dragon god's claw, he tore through space and sent Xiaogang flying 10,000 meters away. Had the claw not spared his vital points, that blow might have killed him. Xiaogang, Detian warned coldly, she carries an extremely dense dragon clan aura. Show her any disrespect and I will not let you off. Xiaogang shrank back and retreated, humiliated. At Detian's side, a small figure bounded forward, the 3-eyed golden lion. It recognized Chu Chen and, like a curious kitten, let out an affectionate hiss toward him. Chu Chen smiled helplessly as the shared power of destiny between him and the beast surged. Even Detian glanced sideways at the unexpected communion. Detian, what's happening? Emerald Swan materialized then, alarm on her face as she watched the auspicious beast's power of destiny linked to a human. Human, you have come. Then a voice echoed from the very depths of the Lake of Life. At once Detian and Emerald Swan's faces changed. Trembling with reverence, they bowed toward the lake and spoke in unison. Master. Chapter 95. I've become a dragon? My race changed? It was I who had Detian follow you, ever since your aura first appeared in the Star Do Great Forest. A low voice came from within the Lake of Life. Weak as it was, it still carried the majesty of a sovereign. Silver Dragon King. I didn't expect her to have already awakened, and that her consciousness would be so clear. Chu Chen's face registered surprise. The first time his aura had appeared in the Star Do Great Forest was when he hunted the Ink Jade Divine Bamboo, the first time he had used the power of his second spirit, the Destruction Ancient Dragon, in that place. Human, you possess such a dense and powerful Dragon Clan bloodline. What exactly is this second spirit you possess? The Silver Dragon King asked. Chu Chen himself didn't know the origin of the Destruction Ancient Dragon, but judging by the reactions of the Silver Dragon King, Detian, and the others, he understood that the Dragon Clan bloodline within this Destruction Ancient Dragon must be terrifyingly strong. Destruction Ancient Dragon, Chu Chen said, naming his second spirit. This aura really helps me recover from my injuries quickly, and it makes my bloodline resonate. The Silver Dragon King's voice trembled. That resonance, coming from the depths of Chu Chen's bloodline, struck her with overwhelming shock. It proved that the Dragon Clan bloodline Chu Chen carried was even more formidable than her own. How could that be? Simply by relying on the bloodline awakened with a spirit, he could suppress her, a co-ruler among spirit beasts. If his second spirit were to truly mature, how frightening would it become? Could he, by virtue of his bloodline alone, overpower her? What a terrifying Dragon Clan bloodline suppression! His bloodline power, compared to the Dragon God, is even. Detian murmured in surprise after feeling the dreadful power contained in the destruction ancient dragon. As the beast god, he'd seen everything, yet this shocked him deeply, and for a moment he found himself at a loss. You possess such dense Dragon Clan bloodline. By logic, you belong to the Dragon Clan, the Silver Dragon King said calmly. Inside your body remains the bloodline of a spirit beast called the Blue Silver Emperor. The human bloodline is already very faint. Chu Chen froze. He felt a complicated mix of emotions. Having the Blue Silver Emperor bloodline and the Dragon Clan bloodline didn't mean his human bloodline could simply vanish. Would that make him a spirit beast? Chu Chen, are you also a spirit beast? Yilingling asked, looking at him oddly. Chu Chen laughed softly. Are you teasing me too? A silver light condensed from the lake of life into a translucent projection, the Silver Dragon King's image. Her true form still could not leave the lake, but she wanted to sense Chu Chen's bloodline up close. That bloodline had made her own resonate. It was comparable to the Dragon God, perhaps even more terrifying. She felt that more strongly than anyone. This feeling, it cannot be wrong. You should belong to the Dragon Clan, the Silver Dragon King said with conviction. Bloodlines do not lie, and his was overwhelmingly powerful. Master, Detian hesitated, about to speak but stopping. Chu Chen was, after all, human, yet the Silver Dragon King had just acknowledged him as a member of the Dragon Clan. Detian, from today on, he is a member of the Dragon Clan. Remember, the Dragon Clan values bloodline above all else. The Silver Dragon King's tone left no room for dispute. Detian nodded silently in agreement. Beside them, Emerald Swan was stunned. The situation exceeded her comprehension. The Silver Dragon King hated humans intensely, yet she was recognizing a human and conferring Dragon Clan identity on him? Do you know why I would acknowledge a human as part of the Dragon Clan? The Silver Dragon King read the question in Detian's and Emerald Swan's minds and answered it before they could voice it. He must have been to that burial ground of dragons. He carries a portion of the will of that plane. This shows he has obtained the recognition of that plane. There are countless fallen Dragon Clan members buried there. To gain the recognition of the will of the dragon's burial ground is to gain the recognition of thousands upon thousands of the Dragon Clan. Chu Chen and Detian suddenly understood. She was talking about the Dragon Valley. Chu Chen realized he had unknowingly carried the will of the Dragon Valley plane. He had absorbed Dragon Soul power there, but had not realized the deeper meaning. No wonder I was able to absorb the Dragon Soul power there, Chu Chen murmured. I thought it was just the destruction ancient dragon spirit and the Dragon Soul reacting together. If not for recognition, how could there be resonance? The Silver Dragon King replied. I see. That's why you recognized his identity as part of the Dragon Clan, Detian said, no longer objecting. Human, are you willing to make a deal with me? The Silver Dragon King asked, hesitating slightly as she spoke to Chu Chen. Just call me Chu Chen. What deal? He replied. The Dragon Clan identity was an unexpected boon. Having the Dragon Clan behind him to some extent meant having the spirit beasts as allies. Now that you carry the destiny power of the Emperor Auspicious Beast and possess the Dragon Clan bloodline, you qualify to become an ally of the Spirit Beast clan. Detian said on the Silver Dragon King's behalf, we will support your growth. In return, you must use the power of your second spirit to help our master heal her injuries. Chu Chen fell into thought. He had expected something like this, but when the choice stared him in the face, he couldn't help weighing it carefully. Helping the Silver Dragon King recover, won't that make her unleash vengeance against humanity sooner? Don't forget, my origin is human. Chu Chen said calmly. Even faced with powerful spirit beasts, he remained composed. His human background meant he wouldn't accept the deal blindly. Silence followed. Then the Silver Dragon King broke it. The binding term I offer is this. For 1,000 years, I promise I will not take revenge on humanity. A millennium, even a most powerful thing, titled Douluo, might live roughly that long. By then, those who would become gods would have already become gods, and those near the end of their days would be dust. The promise would eventually lose its binding power. Still, it was the greatest sincerity the Silver Dragon King could offer. A millennium, huh? Chu Chen smiled inwardly. No need to wait that long. Give me a little time, and I'll be able to resolve the situation myself. Aside from that, I have one more condition. Chu Chen agreed to the Millennium Pact proposed by the Silver Dragon King. He could not allow his intervention to speed the Silver Dragon King's recovery so much that the Soul Beast clan would take direct revenge on humans. Even if the God Realm would try to restrain them, the risk would still spike. With the Millennial Agreement in place, however, Chu Chen was confident he could keep any explosive fallout in check. Detian had saved him in front of the Supreme Pontiff Palace. That debt to the Soul Beast clan needed to be repaid. What condition? Detian asked, frowning. From his point of view, the Millennium Pact was already the greatest sincerity they could show. Why would Chu Chen ask for more? I want to return to Dragon Valley. Chu Chen answered without hesitation. He felt his true opportunity in Dragon Valley had not yet appeared. With the support of the Silver Dragon King and Detian, going back would be easy. That land where dragons are buried, you are qualified to enter. I agree. I will lock the spatial coordinates for you, and Detian will send you there. The Silver Dragon King consented, and the deal was sealed. Now, you should remain here and cultivate. The heaven and earth energy in this place is extremely rich. It will be excellent for your training. Detian offered, smiling slightly. With the cooperation established, Chu Chen's status among the Soul Beast clan rose considerably. Within the Dragon clan, in terms of bloodline, many would have to show him respect. I sense your spirit has an ultimate healing ability. If you don't mind, I can guide you. I don't know spirit cultivation, but when it comes to healing, I doubt many can surpass me. Emerald Swan stepped forward and spoke gently to Ye Lingling. Chu Chen was pleased. Having Emerald Swan as a teacher for Ye Lingling was ideal. On healing, she was likely unrivaled. Lingling, Senior Emerald Swan's cultivation has passed 500,000 years. She's the strongest healing-type spirit beast. Chu Chen revealed Emerald Swan's identity to Ye Lingling, who was stunned and immediately accepted the offer gratefully. It was a great opportunity. Several days later, Chu Chen sat cross-legged beside the Lake of Life. His body radiated a surging life aura. The blue-silver emperor's power spread across the land in a radius of several thousand meters. Awoo! The three-eyed golden lion bounded up beside him, pawing and trying to attack. A length of blue-silver emperor wrapped gently around its short legs and pulled it down. The little beast had tried to ambush Chu Chen many times, but even while immersed in perceiving and cultivating the blue-silver domain, Chu Chen was keenly aware of everything around him, including the three-eyed golden lion's antics. Boom! Suddenly, golden life energy burst into the sky. Clusters of blue-silver emperors broke through the earth and climbed toward the clouds, weaving into an intricate web. The forces of nature flowed together with the power of life, growing ever more intense. Blue-silver domain evolution skill, nature and heaven. Chu Chen muttered. The power of nature was the evolutionary stage of life force. It and heaven were the most essential primal powers. At this moment, he had finally cultivated the blue-silver domain to the realm of nature and heaven. In his mind, the gentle voice of the goddess of life rang out. Chu Chen, you have completed the second trial of the goddess of life. God King affinity increased by 5%, now 10% total. The age of your second spirit has increased by 2,000 years. Your spirit level has risen 1 rank. His second spirit's age jumped from 5,000 to 7,000 years. His God King affinity rose to 10%, and his spirit level advanced to level 59. The third trial of the Goddess of Life legacy has begun. Break through to the Spirit Emperor level within 1 year and possess a 100,000-year spirit ring with the life attribute. Chu Chen considered the new trial. Breaking into Spirit Emperor within a year didn't seem impossible. He had already reached level 59, and he believed he could push 1 more level within a year. The second requirement, however, was tougher. A 100,000-year life attributed spirit ring meant he would have to claim the ring of a 100,000-year life spirit beast. That will be hard. Emerald Swan might know, but I can't exactly ask her to help me hunt a 100,000-year life spirit beast. He grimaced inwardly. If Detian were here, he'd probably be torn apart for even thinking it. Just find a way when the time comes. No turning back now, Chu Chen told himself. He retracted the blue-silver emperor and with one hand scooped up the snarling three-eyed golden lion. You little guy, can you be quieter? You only have 5,000 years of cultivation. Why act like a big shot? Awoo, the lion protested, baring its tiny fangs. Chu Chen laughed. At that moment, Detian appeared at his side. Watching the pair together, the usually stern dragon god allowed an uncommon hint of warmth to show. The auspicious beast is at that lively age, he said with a fatherly tone. He and Emerald Swan had almost become its caretakers. It is lively, but keep a close eye on it. If it runs off and gets kidnapped, you'll be the one crying, Chu Chen replied, half mocking. A silver light rose and resolved into a vast dragon silhouette descending. The Silver Dragon King had arrived. Emerald Swan is still guiding that girl on controlling her healing abilities. Our arrangement can begin. Try it out. Once your strength recovers a bit, send me to Dragon Valley, Chu Chen said without hesitation. He then released his second spirit, the Destruction Ancient Dragon. Roar! A deafening dragon roar shook the sky as black and purple thunder and lightning blossomed outward, warping the air. The Destruction Ancient Dragon's eyes burned with a sovereign aura that looked down on all things. Dragon might rolled off it like a tide. Even Detian felt the impulse to bow. No matter how often he saw it, the Destruction Ancient Dragon's terrifying presence never failed to shock him. The Dragon Clan's bloodline resonance surged. That resonance washed into the Silver Dragon King's body, and as the Destruction Ancient Dragon's aura poured into her, her injuries healed at an astonishing rate. Could he be the Dragon Clan's future hope? The Silver Dragon King mused silently. If he truly grows to that height and is willing to aid the Dragon Clan, he might become the new Lord of the Dragons, she thought, her tone slow and heavy with possibility. Chapter 97, Return to Dragon Valley, 10,000 Dragon Souls Resonate. While Chu Chen used bloodline resonance to help the Silver Dragon King mend her internal injuries, Detian stood guard at her side the whole time. At first, he had worried that the method might have adverse effects, but after half a month, the Silver Dragon King's aura had stabilized, showing no sign of backlash. Excellent. The Lord's injuries are really recovering quickly, Detian said, unable to hide his relief. Emerald Swan glided over, her delicate face bright with hope. His arrival has given our Soul Beast clan real hope. Indeed, as long as the Lord recovers, the Soul Beast clan still has a chance, Detian added, sighing with emotion. By the way, how is that human girl who came with Chu Chen? Detian asked. I've been guiding her in applying her healing abilities. She has very good talent. Although the path of her spirit is already fixed, how she uses her powers can still improve, Emerald Swan replied with a smile. She was clearly pleased with Ye Lingling, who was currently still cultivating. Another half-month passed in the blink of an eye. The Silver Dragon King finally opened her eyes. Brilliant silver light flowed through her. She looked at Chu Chen with deep purple pupils and said sincerely, My injuries have indeed recovered a great deal. Thank you, Chu Chen. It was a mutual need. I'm glad I could help, Chu Chen said lightly. The special method of healing through Dragon Clan bloodline resonance hadn't cost him much, mostly some of his vital essence, which was constantly being drained over time. Fortunately, his vital essence kept recovering under his blue-silver domain. Since your injuries are better, I will keep my promise. I'll locate the spatial position of the Dragon Valley Plain for you, and Detian will escort you there, the Silver Dragon King announced, looking toward Detian. He stepped forward, Emerald Swan and Ye Lingling at his side. Chu Chen, are you all right? Ye Lingling asked, concern in her voice. I'm fine, Lingling. Senior Detian, please take her home first. I'm going to Dragon Valley, and I'm afraid. Chu Chen hesitated, confessing his worry. The trip would not be short, and if Ye Lingling stayed, she would be left alone with several vicious beasts. He couldn't bear the thought of her having to cope with that. I'll come back to find you as soon as I return, he added, looking at her apologetically. Ye Lingling, though reluctant, nodded with understanding. Senior Emerald Swan already spoke to me. I can continue to cultivate here under her guidance. Chu Chen was surprised, but Emerald Swan stepped forward and smiled. Lingling's talent is very good. She can already use her healing powers well. Though she is human, she is connected to you, and so she is an honored guest of our Soul Beast clan. Don't worry." Relieved by her assurance, Chu Chen felt much better. After a short wait, the space in front of the Silver Dragon King trembled. Tian, sensing it, spoke softly. "The Dragon Valley's space is drifting again." Chu Chen's mouth twitched at the memory. So that was why he had been suddenly expelled last time, because the space had shifted. The last time the Dragon Valley's passage lasted only a month. I don't know how long it will hold this time. Chu Chen murmured. "Don't worry, the Dragon Valley was unstable before. This time the space seems relatively stable," the Silver Dragon King said. Her eyes flashed with surging dragon patterns. Then her power condensed fully into a purple gemstone that fell into Chu Chen's hand. "When you enter that space, inject your Dragon Clan bloodline power into this gemstone, and I will be able to sense you," she instructed. "Tian will guide you back out. This stone will also protect you from being torn apart by the powerful spatial forces inside the passage." With that guarantee, Chu Chen finally felt at ease. Dark golden light shimmered over Tian's massive dragon claw. As he brought it down, the sky dimmed, rolling black clouds filled with violent dragon might. The claw sliced through space, tearing a passage as darkness and spatial power surged, stabilizing the entrance for Chu Chen. "There isn't much time. If you want to go in, do it quickly," Tian warned. "Lingling, I'm sorry I can't stay with you. Wait for my return," Chu Chen said as he pulled Ye Lingling into a brief embrace. After a final goodbye, he wrapped himself in surging life energy and plunged into the spatial passage. "The time he spends there won't be short," Tian said solemnly, watching him go. "But when he returns, his strength will have leaped forward. Dragon Valley holds his true opportunity." When the surrounding space shifted again and Chu Chen emerged, he found himself in a different part of the plane. This time he had arrived inside the valley itself. Wherever he looked, he saw ravaged dragon bones, shattered, broken, weathered relics scattered across the ground. The sight shook him deeply. He summoned the destruction ancient dragon. Black-purple lightning flared, an immense dragon might swelled as the destruction dragon roared, and that roar set off a resonance across 10,000 dragons. Shadows of countless dragons blossomed in the air. From each mound of bone, a dragon soul was condensing. Some glowed strong and proud. Others were dim, faded, near dissipation from the long years since their fall. Still, one by one, they solidified and bowed toward the destruction ancient dragon. The valley was filled with dragon roars, thunderous and vast, so powerful that everything fell silent in the wake of that sound. Within the chorus, there was a deep, ancient sadness, a sense of desolation, and the vicissitudes of life. They're recognizing the destruction ancient dragon. This must be what the Silver Dragon King meant by the recognition of the Dragon Valley plain. Chu Chen said, awed. The destruction ancient dragon behind him seemed to sense the same thing. It answered with a thunderous roar, as if acknowledging and responding to the 10,000 dragon souls that had bowed in the vast valley. Chapter 98, The Dragon Soul with Ultimate Life Attributes, the Sixth Spirit Ring. What is the origin of the destruction ancient dragon? Could its existence be even more terrifying than the dragon god? Chu Chen walked through the valley, pausing now and then to sense the auras of dragon souls that lingered in the surrounding space. The soul resonance he felt sent a thrill through him. It also deepened his curiosity about the destruction ancient dragon's origin. His bloodline alone could crush the Silver Dragon King, an indication that the destruction ancient dragon surpassed even the dragon god in power. How strong was the Silver Dragon King's bloodline? It was only a fragment of the dragon god's power, while the destruction ancient dragon's bloodline was even greater. "I can feel the dragon clan here resonating with me," Chu Chen murmured. "I promised last time I would return and do something for you." A brilliant, blazing golden light erupted from his body. Countless blue-silver emperor spirits coalesced around him, amplified by the evolved blue-silver domain skill. They spread outward, instantly covering the entire valley. Blue-silver domain evolved skill, nature and heaven. Nature's power flowed through him, and a glorious life light bloomed. Tendrils of blue-silver emperor spirits reached out, coiling around the massive dragon bones under Chu Chen's precise control. The shattered skeletons began to knit back together. The bones scattered across the ground responded to the blue-silver emperor spirits, gradually regaining their original forms. But the spirits alone were not enough. He moved among the bones himself, using his strength to piece them together and return them to their resting places. "There are limits to what I can do alone, but I hope this is enough," he said softly. "I hope the elders of the Dragon Clan can find rest." Time blurred in the Dragon Valley plain. Though it was a burial ground, the valley still held breathtaking natural beauty. Mountains, rivers, and lakes, marred only by dragon skeletons scattered everywhere. Walking here became a form of cultivation for Chu Chen, a way of connecting with the vanished dragon lineage. A dragon's roar shattered the silence. As Chu Chen buried a massive dragon skeleton, he sensed a dragon's soul coalesce. It bowed to him, then transformed into a light that filled the sky. He understood. These dragon souls, finding their resting places, were becoming part of the will of the Dragon Valley plain, and that will was flowing into him. He had not gained any obvious improvement in soul power during this process, but he could feel the Destruction Ancient Dragon's strength growing within him. The Destruction Ancient Dragon carries the will of the dragon souls I helped, Chu Chen thought. This is the Dragon Clan elders repaying me. He pressed on. Alone, he could do little, but even over years he would leave a mark here. By bearing the plane's will, he would create a proper resting place for the Dragon Clan. If I grow strong enough in the future, I might even change this plane, he resolved. Nearly a year passed, so it seemed to him. His hair had grown long, and his eyes held a trace of world weariness. He had not deliberately cultivated his soul power this year. Instead, he had absorbed the plane's essence and perfected the evolved blue-silver domain skill, nature and heaven. On the once ruined land, every orphaned skeleton had either been restored or given a place to lie. Under the influence of the Destruction Ancient Dragon's will, Chu Chen felt certain this was what he should be doing. "I should think about completing the Goddess of Life's third trial," he said aloud. "I can't let the time for it slip by." A sudden intuition pulled him forward. The plane's will seemed to guide his steps, and he followed without hesitation until he stood before an incomparably vast dragon skeleton, one of the largest remaining. Though he had buried many bones already, the valley was enormous, and a few remnants remained. Here the soul resonance was far stronger. This, such a powerful dragon soul aura. Chu Chen's expression changed to stunned awe. He reached out and touched an extraordinary dragon bone. The instant his hand made contact, a drop of essence blood merged with the bone. The ground trembled. Chu Chen teleported back hundreds of meters and stared at the colossal skeleton, thousands of meters long in life, and could hardly contain his surprise. This dragon bone still contains power? Where the power spread, the once barren land suddenly regained vitality. Parched soil recovered moisture, trees and grasses sprouted, and the scene blossomed into frantic life. All of it was driven by the force within that bone. Chu Chen realized with mounting excitement that this Dragon Clan member had been of the life attribute. No wonder the plane guided me here, he thought. This is an opportunity for me. A dragon soul manifested and bowed to him, utter recognition of his connection to the Dragon Clan bloodline. A surge of energy flowed into Chu Chen. His blue-silver emperor spirit burst forth like a tide of immortal light, enveloping him completely. The life attribute Dragon Soul merged seamlessly with his blue-silver emperor spirit, becoming an ultimate life attribute that matched the blue-silver emperor perfectly. A 100,000-year spirit ring formed. I didn't expect this. Chu Chen breathed, ecstasy flooding him as he focused to absorb the new spirit ring. A life-attributed Dragon Soul was the most compatible, the most potent sixth spirit ring for the blue-silver emperor. The Dragon Soul continued to condense, and the 100,000-year spirit ring circling Chu Chen grew firmer and its aura more imposing. Chapter 99. Chu Chen's terrifying sixth spirit ability. Inside the Dragon Valley plain, a blood-red light poured down, terrifying to behold, yet filled with the purest life aura. Wherever the light touched, things revived, the surroundings brimmed with vitality. The Dragon Soul descended, and life returned to all. Senior is called the Dragon of Life, so you belong to an elemental dragon, mastering the extreme life attribute. Chu Chen spread himself to receive the 6th spirit ability. His spirit rank surged directly into the Spirit Emperor realm, and his cultivation stabilized completely. The enormous dragon bone that had loomed over him dissolved into light. When it cleared, a crystal-clear dragon bone floated before him, rippling not only with the dragon clan's tyrannical power, but with a soothing life force that made his heart relax. Dragon of Life, right arm bone. Chu Chen's eyes widened. Obtaining a 100,000-year spirit ring had already shocked him. He had never expected to harvest a 100,000-year spirit bone as well. Counting this Dragon of Life right arm bone, he now possessed 3 spirit bones: the divine rank Blue-Silver Emperor right leg bone, the soft bones Rabbit left leg bone, and this new Dragon of Life right arm bone. He murmured his thanks to the dragon soul that was fusing with him, then fully released the Blue-Silver Emperor spirit as he absorbed the 6th spirit ability. System voices echoed, "Chu Chen, you have completed the 3rd test of the Life God King assessment. God King affinity increased by 10%. 2nd spirit skill age increased by 3,000 years. Spirit rank increased by 1 level. Your current God King affinity is 20%. A new task from the Life God King legacy has been issued. Within 5 years, kill a 100,000-year Life Evil King by your own power." Chu Chen had never heard of the Life Evil King. It was a blind spot in his knowledge, and he couldn't immediately make a precise cultivation plan, but the Goddess of Life had given him 5 years. He silently resolved, "After I leave Dragon Valley, I will search out the Life Evil King's traces." The dragon bone continued to fuse slowly with his arm, a long process, but in this plane, Chu Chen was never short on time. Boom! When sun and moonlight poured and the stars reversed, his aura finally stepped into a brand new realm. His figure appeared in midair, colors flaring, black and red, revealing the terrifying makeup of his spirit. Having completed the 3rd Life God King test, his 2nd spirit skill had evolved to the 10,000-year level, and his spirit rank leapt to level 65 in one bound. "Thank you, Senior," Chu Chen said, and with a lifted hand, all things vied to grow. The Blue-Silver Emperor soared. The Blue-Silver Emperor that now blanketed heaven and earth erupted everywhere. Wherever Chu Chen willed, the Blue-Silver Emperor could manifest. Blue-Silver Domain, Evolved Skill, Nature and Heaven. The Blue-Silver Domain blossomed. After Chu Chen entered the Spirit Emperor realm, the domain itself had strengthened. It could now cover nearly 10,000 meters at a thought, and that was not its limit. Wherever the domain reached, natural power circulated, and life surged. Golden natural patterns on the Blue-Silver Emperor flared into blazing, mysterious runes, evidence of its might. The current Blue-Silver domain can instantly cover nearly 10,000 meters, controlling all life energy within the area. Not only that, I also possess the Great Desolation Scripture. The cold power of desolation spread as well, instantly spanning 10,000 meters like the Blue-Silver domain. Plants that had been filled with life a heartbeat before withered into desolation, their life energy seized by the Great Desolation Scripture and fused into Chu Chen's body. 6th spirit ability, Life Control. As Chu Chen raised his hand, the gathered life energy congealed like something on the verge of shattering. His aura had long since outstripped the Spirit Emperor realm. Under the double amplification of the Blue-Silver domain and the Great Desolation Scripture, he had seized all life energy within a 10,000-meter radius. The power that gathered was earth-shattering. Boom! Chu Chen flipped his palm. All life around him seemed to fall under his command. He could seize and siphon it at will. On the road of life, he was the true dominator. This was the first skill of his 6th spirit ability, Life Control. While the spirit ability lasted, he had absolute mastery over any life whose strength did not far exceed his own. By manipulating life, he could erode an opponent's spirit. This control of the life attribute allowed him, with a single thought, to extinguish a living being completely. The 2nd spirit ability of his 6th tier was Life Sacrifice. When invoked, it instantly burned the life energy and spirit rank he controlled into a continuously burning life core. While the life core persisted, his own power would be massively amplified, and he would possess a terrifying undying effect. Unless annihilated in a single strike, even severed limbs would quickly regrow in seconds. When the life core finally burned out, however, he would collapse into weakness. This spirit ability, no wonder it's called a desperate skill. I can actually sacrifice life, Chu Chen said with a wry smile. He was immensely pleased with the brutal efficiency of the sixth spirit ability. Although it was drifting somewhat from the blue-silver emperor's path, it was still within the sphere of extreme life cultivation, acceptable so long as his route remained aligned with life. His gains this time were not limited to those two tyrannical spirit abilities. The new right arm spirit bone came with its own techniques, myriad spirits surge and life contract. Chu Chen felt the great opportunity the Dragon Valley had offered him. After spending time stabilizing his newfound strength, Chu Chen wandered through the Dragon Valley plain. How much time passed, he did not know. He reassembled and reburied the countless dragon bones that lay scattered and broken across the valley. After wandering some more, he ended up returning to the first valley where his journey here had begun. Back here again. Long hair whipped in the wind, his short practical haircut was gone. He let his hair hang down and climbed the peak beside the valley. At his arrival, the once silent valley boiled anew. Dragon spirits appeared, carrying the plane's will. He watched as thousands of Dragon Clan members re-emerged. Roar. A dragon's roar thundered, and the destruction, ancient dragon descended beside Chu Chen. Enduring the worship of 10,000 dragons, it stood like the true king of the Dragon Clan. Beneath its aura, no dragon dared disobey.